cowards. You know where listen, 3 o'clock today, I'll be at Pickwick Pub in Woodland Hills. Why don't you come there? Then come up to me face to face. Come on, why not?
Hey, John's the only guy that has a SEAL Team 6 of trolls. Elite fucking specialists that are going to destroy him.
Oh, look, the trolls are back. It's gotta be a sad life to be a troll.
Fuck off, dickheads!
It's on, let's go!
Elite fucking specialist.
Just lay it in a beautiful fucking sniper line.
I'm not gonna call them trolls. They're losers.
John, it's not too late. Apologize now for everything.
Yep.
I apologize. That's me laughing.
It's on, let's go!
Oh, good. Oh, good. They're going to spend more money. I love it. These assholes scoop on my intelligence. Oh, they're so stupid. Oh, good. Do it again. Love it. There you go. School! This is all in fun. Come on. Fucking grow a pair.
Gay if you dig Key West? Does it make you gay if you wear a dress? Does it make you gay like Ron says? Hell no, man, it makes you fez. Does it make you gay if your love for men is growing? Does it make you gay if your favorite job is blowing? Does it make you gay to have a crush on Ron Diaz? Hell no, man, it makes you fez. To be the boy toy. It makes you fez to be acting so coy. It makes you fez to do the fez-atorial. It makes you fez to be so damn adorable. Does it make you gay to get a blood test? Does it make you gay thinking Liberace's the best? Does it make you gay like Ron says? Hell no, man, it makes you fez. Does it make you gay to eat a man-sized snack? Does it make you gay to deliver love round back? Does it make you gay to get your ears pierced? Does it make you gay to be singing so fierce? It makes me fez to drive the fellas crazy. It makes me fez to date the U.S. Navy. It makes me fez when the boys call me Mammy. It makes me fez when the song wins a Grammy. It makes you fez. It makes me fez. It makes you fez. It makes me it makes you fez. It makes me fez. It makes you fez. Like Ron says. Hey man, it makes me fez. Growl.
When you
dicks in my ass, and there's always room for 8.
Greetings, dabblers, and welcome to BeDabbling Live with El Horrible. I'm your host, El Horrible, the only show that thinks Gail Bennington is the most talented of all the Benningtons. I want to welcome my guests today, the Aussie guy. How are you, Aussie guy?
Oh, you threw me off. I didn't expect to be first. I'm very good. Thank you. It's good to be here late on Saturday night.
Of course, I'm going to make you first. You are in the future. It is Saturday night for you. I'm assuming WrestleMania is well underway. Please don't spoil it for anyone. I think OJ and I might either go on during WrestleMania or after WrestleMania and just do like a hangout kind of thing. Try and pick up some new wrestling fans and stuff, because this is happy WrestleMania weekend, everyone. This is one of the biggest weekends in all of wrestling. So.
But it's great.
Yes, but thank you for joining us. And the masked luchador underneath me, little parka ripoff, is Bill Loney. Hello, Bill Loney. How are you?
What's up, brother?
Thank you for wearing the shirt of the show you're going to be on. I appreciate that.
I'm going to be repping it down in Pottstown too.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, Bill Loney will be down in Pottstown, PA, for the Shuley show, which now all of a sudden they're calling DabbleCon 2 or something.
It's like Dollar General DabbleCon.
It's the Dollar General DabbleCon. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, I heard someone say that. I don't know if it was Shuley or it was someone on his channel. They were calling it like DabbleCon 2, and I was like, oh, it's weird. But anyway, OJ, how are you?
Never heard of. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, Bill, what were you going to say, Bill?
I was going to say all I've ever heard in the chats was it's going to be like discount DabbleCon or
right
ghetto DabbleCon.
So those who don't know, Bill Loney is a beloved chattah, and you've been doing some YouTube videos lately, actually, making meatballs. I saw. Yeah,
I cook food and do other dumb shit.
Yes,
I'm going to be doing some car videos, like how to fix your shit.
Cool. Well,
not really.
I don't have a dad. So I need videos like that. He never taught me anything. It's not true. I have a dad. Anyway, OJ, hello. How are you?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Looking forward to this. I know nothing about Ron and Fez, and I just got to ask, that opening video, did that have to do with Ron and Fez, or was it a song they used, or what was that?
That was definitely Fezzy.
Yes, that was definitely Fezzy. So we could just go right into it. Honestly, I screwed up because so Aussie guy, don't feel off, because I was trying to make it in the thing, so it was just me, and I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah. I didn't want all of us to be up at the beginning, but yeah, let's just get right into it. Today we are talking about Ron and Fez, my favorite of what I call the big three: Howard Stern, O&A, and Ron and Fez. Ron and Fez were always my favorite. And I know Aussie guy was not familiar with Ron and Fez before I sent him some links. And OJ, you are also not familiar. But Bill Loney, you're a fan of Ron and Fez. So I figured we could listen to some Ron and Fez and get some people into it. But yes, that was kind of like Fez's official theme song. That was from a video called Let the Puppies Breathe. So before Ron and Fez, there was Ron and Ron down in Tampa, Florida. That's how Ron and Fez actually met at like an open mic that Ron Bennington was running. And Ron was one half of the radio show Ron and Ron, which, was basically a comedy talk show. And Fez became their producer. When Ron and Ron were done in Florida, Ron and Fez went up to New York to join Opie and Anthony at WNEW. And that's where I found them. I was not a Ron and Ron listener. That was like the late 80s into the early 90s. But yeah, just a great show. Ron Bennington to me is just, he's got the quickest wit, and just overall, I love his comedy. I love his comedy mind. I feel bad that I don't listen anymore. I'm not a huge Bennington fan. He now ever since Ron and Fez broke up and the untimely death of Fez, unfortunately. Spoiler alert, Fez is dead. Ron's been doing a show with his daughter and some of his longtime producers, Chris Stanley, who they also call Pepper Hicks, and Black Earl Douglas, who I have met and is a very nice man.
The Fainting Goat.
The Fainting Goat, yes. There's so much to Ron and Fez. The thing about Ron and Fez, when everyone was like, send me, or no, Aussie guy, you were like, send me some clips to get introduced to Ron and Fez. It's so hard to kind of think of what is the perfect clip, because Ron and Fez is such an inside show. It's kind of like these live streams. It's hard to kind of just jump into one of these live stream channels and go, oh, I understand who all these people are. Oh, there's two guys in a wrestling mask and an Australian guy and, a ugly drunken troll in the bottom right corner. Who are these guys? And that's a lot how Ron and Fez was, because yes, they talked about current topics and stuff, but a lot of it was the best I ever heard it put was, it's a show about the show, which is perfect to me.
Can I jump in?
Of course.
Yes. So I was aware, I became aware of Opie and Anthony through YouTube in the past, probably about 10 years ago. And I really started getting into it. And so obviously there was crossover there. I'd hear about Ron and Fez. And Ron, I think, filled in for Opie a couple of times on Opie and Anthony. And when I heard those episodes, I was like, fuck, the Ron and Anthony show would have been phenomenal. Like, it would have been great. Like, obviously with Jim as well. But I've clicked on I clicked on a link that you sent me, El Horrible, and then I just went down a rabbit hole myself. You just get suggested videos from that point on. And
there were the Afro shows.
Sorry, what was that?
So they used to call those Afro shows, or so it was like Anthony, Fez, Ron, Opie. Like anytime they had a mixture of those people, they would call those Afro shows. And those are great shows. Yeah, and especially, anytime Ron was on the Opie and Anthony show, it just changed the whole show. He's so good at being able to run the show, unlike me. Oh, thank you very much, Husey Entertainment. Question for the Aussie guy: who's your all-time number one dirt sheet writer with hair like a girl?
The one that has a daughter that hustles for autographs from wrestlers.
Which one is that? I don't know what you guys are talking about, honestly.
No, Husey and I are just having a conversation. It's fine.
Oh, no, that's fine. But I was like, oh, man, are you talking about Meltzer? I feel like that's the only guy I actually know. Wait, who's the other guys?
Well, this particular guy thinks Meltzer is just a liar, and he's got all the scripts. Yeah, interesting. He was on.
I'm a big fan of Husey, by the way.
Husey's the man.
Husey is the man. And Husey and the Aussie guy, you do a show together.
Yeah, we Get My Go. We do Get My Go. Husey's been on my podcast as well, Malatown. He's just a riot. He's so funny. Some people don't get him. He can be an acquired taste. Husey deliberately bombs a lot. Like, that's kind of part of his thing.
It's awesome.
People don't kind of get that, but I love how he just makes people uncomfortable. It's genuinely funny. So thanks for joining us, Husey, and thanks for donating that. I'm sure you'll send a cut of that to me. Will you, El Horrible?
Oh yes, of course. No, we have a strict no paying guest policy on BeDabbling Live. OJ created it. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I wish I had the power to change it.
Have you started paying OJ yet? We all know that was a controversy. But...
What a controversy. OJ, would you like to answer that?
Yes, I have been paid, and I'm making very, very good, more money than I've ever made on the internet.
Is it enough to pay for the jeans that got pissed on?
Oh yes, I could buy a lot of jeans with the money that I made.
He could buy half. He could buy half the jeans. But I will say that I've only been paid $200 out of possibly around 8 that I don't know what's going on, but they only paid me a portion of what I had in my account once I verified everything, and then now I still have more in holding. But I gave OJ his percentage of what I knew I was getting, but I've only gotten $200 from YouTube so far, so I don't know how this all works. I'm learning.
I'm learning from Husey that
Sure.
to make things uncomfortable, because I felt that was a little bit uncomfortable.
No, it wasn't uncomfortable. If I had not paid OJ, then it would have been very uncomfortable. It would have been very Shuley-esque and Ray DeVito-esque. But no, I have given OJ money. Thank you very much, Husey Entertainment again. Irish $5, I'm assuming. Question for the Aussie guy. What's your top 17 moments from Teddy Hart's Rebuilding the Foundation podcast? Number 17, go.
I would say when he felt it wasn't his fault, that his ankle bracelet came off him during a wrestling match. And
wonderful.
That voided his probation. That was number 17. We'll work our way through them, Husey. We'll go throughout the show. I'll go 16 in a few minutes, and by the end of the show, we'll get to number 1.
Perfect. Yes, and Husey, if you're around later and OJ and I go on to do any kind of WrestleMania thing.
Yes, definitely get Husey on.
I will have you, and I'm gonna have Husey on soon anyway. I would also, before we get into anything, like to give a shout out to Patrick Melton from NLO, and it's not because of what everyone thinks. Oh, here we go, steel toe bashing time. No, it's El Horrible bashing time. I don't know what show it was or what day. He does so many things, but I was listening and he was going on about how podcasters are using the wrong microphones, and he's absolutely right. And he specifically made fun of people who use condenser mics like this one. Now, I bought this one in 2006 when I started podcasting, and then took 20 years off to do whatever. But this is a condenser mic, and it sounds awesome, and it's great when you're talking directly into it. However, my monitor is here and my camera is here. So a lot of times I'm turning my head. Notice my voice doesn't really change. It goes around. And this is what Patrick did. Get the Shure SM78, I think. It's the $400 one. Get it, because I feel so much more confident in my broadcasting now, because I can hear that my voice is not fading. And anyway, I wanted to give a shout out, Patrick Melton. The guy knows his stuff. And yeah, so listen to that.
That dude's on fire.
He is.
A lot of people have discovered him through this steel toe and all that. I've listened to hours and hours and hours of Patrick Melton. He's on fire. He's killing it.
We're getting hijacked by Husey Entertainment over here.
That's fine. Husey Entertainment again with $5 in gold coins, I assume. El Horrible, I was wondering if you happen. Shut that fucking dog up.
You fucking idiot.
I think I ruined Husey's joke. El Horrible, I was wondering if you happen to know about what Kevin fake tough guy Brennan would think about Vince McMahon. I guess he would say he's a fucking idiot.
He's a fucking idiot. It's a fucking pink man.
He's jacked to the fucking gills.
Husey's drunk because he's wasted 15 pounds at this point. What are you doing, Husey? Just put it in the chat for free. We'll read it.
Yeah,
you idiot.
Yeah, stop sending me money. Yeah, put it in the chat.
Yeah, stop giving all the replay money.
I ain't getting any of this, Husey, so just fucking put it out there for free, will you?
Right. So back to Ron and Fez. Well, we're gonna listen to some Ron and Fez bits. The first one we're gonna play is a really classic collection of well, it's not a collection. It's a collection because I cut it up into bits. That's what I was calling that. But this is where Ron and Fez discuss how many 9-year-olds do you think you could fight before you had to give up?
Leprechaun, that's pretty good.
All right, so here we go.
This came up, Fez. I got an email over the weekend. It was sent to us at ronandfez@aol.com. If you ever want to reach us, it's ronandfez@aol.com. The end, of course, is AND. Now, this one came in, and I read it, and I thought I'd save it for you for during the show.
All right, now this email, the postman's been here already?
Postman? No, Fez, this came through on the computer.
All right, I don't know if I have to explain, but the guy who talks through his nose is Ron, and the effeminate, possibly homosexual guy at this point, we don't really know, that's Fez.
One of them sounds like the rabbi a little bit to me.
You think? Oh, Fez probably. I would have to assume, right?
I don't know. I'm just learning these characters.
Have you never heard their voices?
I've never heard anything from. Never heard their voices. Nothing.
Yeah, we're going in raw El Horrible.
I didn't see. I didn't know that. I would have assumed you at least had heard their voices before. Okay, so good. I'm glad I did that. Yes. I guess the guy who sounds like the rabbi, yes, that would be Fez. And then the guy who, again, kind of talks through his nose nasally is Ron.
Okay, awesome.
I'm going to give him a pass because of how long ago it was. But doing the mailman's been here already, doing the fucking email jokes.
Hey! Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
What?
Email.
How do they put it in the computer?
I know that you're not up.
You cram a letter in the hard drive? What happens?
It's not like that. It's electronic, Fez. You and I are the first show ever to use electronic mail or email, as I call it. And my belief is this. In the future, this is how all mail will be sent from one computer to another. Listen to this, would you please?
And now, Ron and Fez, the show of the future, brings you...
Electronic mail. Mail sent electronically.
Oh, now I get it.
Electronic mail. By the way, take care of Greg on 2. He's sitting there waiting for you, Harry.
He's got my beer, Harry.
Yeah. And now if Fez owes money, keep that guy holding on as long as you can.
And act like I'm not here.
Do that gimmick.
Best of show.
Then it's Sid Rosenberg time, where we're not actually leaving the studio until we know for a fact everybody's gone downstairs.
Okay, so I left that last part in to kind of show you it's always kind of inside. They're always talking about other ancillary characters and stuff. And, of course, Sid Rosenberg, arch enemy of El Horrible. I don't know if I'm first bringing this out right now, but Sid Rosenberg is a legit arch enemy of El Horrible. And what Ron was basically alluding to there is that Sid used to allegedly, even though it's not really allegedly, owe money to bookies all around town. And I guess Sid would have to wait at the radio station and make sure that no one was around waiting to kick his ass because he had gambling debts to pay. Do you hear that, Sid? You have gambling debts to pay to certain people, Sydney. Anyway.
And let's not forget the alleged drug addiction.
Yes, alleged drug addiction and allegedly being found in a motel with a hooker and allegedly
crack cocaine.
And you have gambling debts, Sydney. Gambling debts. People wanted to come down to Florida and visit you, but certain masked wrestlers said, please don't do that. So, anyway, we continue. Does anyone else know who Sid Rosenberg is? Sid Rosenberg is a radio.
God, I hope they don't.
The only Rosenberg I know is Saul Rosenberg of the Jerky Boys.
Saul.
I'll just say he sounds Jewish.
Oh, well, I know. I have no idea. I can't attest to that. But
he did the show on WFAN with Joe Beningo.
Yes, he did a show on WFAN.
And then he did some political show, didn't he?
Well, he was just now. I mean, Sid was outcast, or he was shunned from the whole broadcasting community. He went down to Florida for a couple of years. He was trying to do something down there. I think he was actually on Ron and Ron's old station down in Tampa or somewhere down there. And but then he came back up and started doing a show with Imus's old co-host Bernard. And Bernard recently died of cancer.
That's right. That's right.
Cancer killed the wrong radio host. We're supposed to get that hot dog skinned Sid Rosenberg. Anyway.
Please tell me Joe Beningo had a bit where they played Beningo.
I don't think so. What's Beningo? Is this an Australian thing?
There's bingo, isn't there?
So so a play on the song Bingo.
No, he was he's a sports radio host. Or was. He retired and he was just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. He would get livid on air about the Jets. He was a huge Jets fan. And he'd be like, bro, 50 years, bro. I'm going to die before the Jets win a Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, 50 years, bro. Yeah,
50 years.
Yeah, he was actually a listener who won like a contest.
Yeah, he went to CSB.
Yes, El Horrible's alma mater. We were on the same basketball team together. I went to CSB in Hasbrook Heights. CSB is the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Basically, all these radio shows in New York City would broadcast, hey, do you want to be on the radio? Do you want to do this? Well, join the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. In 6 months, you could be on the radio. Well, El Horrible was kind of, not really figuring out what he was going to do with his life. And certain people were like, you better do this or you're going to be a blah, 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 blah. So I was like, I'll go to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. And, once my check cleared, I basically, they give you a chance to.
Yeah, Stevie Lou, the pain, bro. The pain.
Oh, the pain. Is that was Beningo's?
Yeah, the pain, bro. The pain.
Yeah. But yeah, when you go to Connecticut School of Broadcasting, basically once your check clears, $10,000 check for 6 months, you basically are allowed to go intern at a radio station, and they allegedly, or they claim that you allegedly get college credit, which what college credit? You're going to CSB. It's a 6-month certificate program. It's just basically, hey, the school pays for advertising, and then in the end, the school gives the radio station slave labor. And that's all. And that's when I interned at Free FM. And I would see Ron and Fez after my show. I was on the Radio Chick show, and during the crossover, Ron and Fez would come in the studio, and I'd get to kind of talk to them real quick. Completely, totally nice guys, really awesome guys. I always had hope that I would have gotten an internship on that show, but I was very happy to be where I was, and it's just not the way it turned out. But I was there at the exact same time that their producer now, Chris Stanley, was an intern. Eastside Dave was working there. It was really the golden age of Ron and Fez as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, Joe Beningo was also on WFAN, which is sports talk, which is where Mike Francesa was, which we're going to talk about Mike Francesa in a little bit too.
Yeah, this is making me feel like I missed out on a whole lot. And so I'm really excited about all this. This is really cool.
Well, I mean, we're getting really local as far as New York City goes right now. So these are all New York City based, radio. Of course, Ron and Fez, eventually went to XM and was heard all throughout the country. But like guys like Joe Beningo and stuff, he was just pretty much local to New York sports radio.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess if is Connecticut School of Broadcasting even still around? If it
No,
is,
I think they got sued.
Oh, really? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. I can't tell you definitively, but I think
Sure.
they're done.
Husey Entertainment, $5. £5. Was Fez on WFAN or WFAG? Fez was definitely on WFAG. He was never on WFAN.
But he never acted on it.
He never acted on it. And I must say, yesterday was Fez's birthday.
Yep.
As I said earlier, Fez is no longer with us. Fez finally, succumbed to his health issues. Fez had a lot of health issues pretty much right around 2000. This is 2005, I believe, this clip. And I believe his first heart attack was either 2005 or 2006. So I believe we're listening to pre-heart attack Fez, which is great because unfortunately Fez kind of lost his spark a little bit once he started having heart attacks. His whole kind of personality had changed drastically. And
I got to think about that. And we don't have to go over it on the show, but I have a theory behind that.
Well, Bill, you bring up something on the show, and then you're going to tell us you're not going to bring it up on the show?
It's called a fucking tease, you fucking idiot.
All right, he's teasing.
I'm just kidding.
Hold on 1 second. Stevie Lou, thank you for a $5 super chat. El Horrible got his bachelor's degree at CSOB and his master's at University of Phoenix. Yes. I am a doctor as far as the University of Phoenix goes. I could have done many of Fez's heart surgeries. So what were you gonna say, La Parka?
What I was gonna say is, so Ron and Fez went through a shit ton of producers, and Ron didn't want to fire anybody, so he would just abuse them until they quit.
Yes.
So I think the reason why Fez got quiet is because Ron kind of started to turn on him a little bit, and he didn't want to say anything that would get himself fired or get, not fired, but he didn't want to say anything to incur Ron's wrath, which would make him quit.
I understand.
Oh, no.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think they were too close. Ron and Fez were almost like brothers. I
understand that. I do. I don't know.
I think it
Just a thought of mine.
I think it was probably really hard for Ron once Fez did leave the Ron and Fez show. I mean, there were definitely signs that, Ron had enough with Fez and he was very frustrated with him. But in the end, I don't think Ron would have ever gotten rid of Fez. I think it was always Fez's, whenever Fez wanted to leave or if he wanted to stay, it was always up to him. All right, let's keep going.
Sorry.
I have some clips. No. I love getting into conversation. It's just, I want to play.
Gotta keep it moving.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
The Ron and Fez show. The guys
Wrong clip. Sorry. I stink. I'm a guy who makes fun of other broadcasters because I'm insecure about how horrible I am. All right, here we go.
This is the email. This comes from Jared Fez, and it said, Ron and Fez, how many 9-year-olds could you beat up in a ring? Now, all the kids are normal, non-retarded, just normal. How many 9-year-olds?
All right, just average American 9-year-olds. I think 3.
You are kidding me.
3 I could take out.
You can only beat up 3 9-year-olds?
Yeah, I think that's a lot.
And by the time the 4th came in, you would be, what, you overpowered?
Oh, my arms would be down by my sides at that point. I'd be so blown up, there's no way.
3 is 3 punches. So that's over quickly. First 9-year-old comes out, bam, he's down. And then the other one's looking around like, wow, what the fuck? As I get in the ring, I know I'm getting knocked out. So even if I know I'm not going to knock the kid out, the kid ain't going to want to fight after I hit him again. And I'm not bragging about, I'm not saying how many adults I could beat, but there will be a pile of 9-year-olds I'll be knocking out. A pile of them.
A pile of them? No, 3, I would be in a whirling dervish at that point.
Yes.
They're coming at me from 3 different directions. My head doesn't even spin.
I'll beat those kids up like they were the crazy 88s. I'll just be bam, bam. It's one punch a kid. A 9-year-old can't take 2 punches from a full-grown man. I'm going to say I'm going to come closer to 1,000 of them.
1,000?
Yeah.
There is no way you would be totally overwhelmed by 1,000.
How could you be?
Anyone would be.
How are they going to take you down?
Just by the sheer numbers of them. You get one on your back, you get a couple hanging onto your legs, and
bam, bam, they're going down. You're kicking, you're punching.
So at this point, we don't really know, and it's never really clear. The only thing we know is that the guy said in a ring, because there's no clarity whether this is how many 9-year-olds, are rushing you at once or if it's one at a time. But since he said how many 9-year-olds in a ring, they're taking it as one comes in, you beat it up, one comes in, you beat it up. Aussie guy, how many 9-year-olds do you think you could beat up in that situation?
See, that's the thing. One at a time. Look, I'm not going to go 1,000 because I've got a weak cardio. But my first thought was somewhere 50 to 100 before I became exhausted. I work a job where, like, I can toss 50 pounds like it's nothing. Sure. And so a 9-year-old, what are we talking? 80 pounds? I don't know.
I think on the high side, that would be probably a pretty fat 9-year-old, honestly.
Yeah, I would have thought. So even if it is
a 9-year-old's probably like 50 pounds.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, so I think I can toss that like it's nothing. And even if it is a bunch of them, I could rush a bunch of them and knock them all down, and then just start kicking them in the face and shit. Like, yeah,
right. Yes.
So I think 50 to 100. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I think that's a fair assessment. And yes, this is just using your fists and feet. No semi-automatics to take out these 9-year-olds.
Yeah, give me an AR-15, I'll go for days.
Sure. Yeah, this is probably in pretty poor taste to pick this topic this week. But in all fairness, I picked this topic before the transgender murderer.
Yeah, I'm not
whole
transgender.
thing.
So
Okay.
it's
Yes. Oh, yes. Moment of silence. There's a moment.
Hey,
Okay.
El
Bill
Horrible,
Loney.
we have a super chat from our buddy Dave Daffler.
Oh, Dave Dallafior. How do you say that?
We lovingly call him Daffler.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dave
like Bob
Daffler.
does.
$5 super chat.
Dallafior.
Good morning. Good morning, Dave. Thank you
What
for
a waste
joining
of
us.
$5.
Oh, stop it. Don't listen to him.
Super chat again with something interesting and entertaining.
Thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate that.
No, we love Dave Daffler. He's the main bird.
All right, I'm going to play the next clip, and then Bill Loney, I'll come to you, and we'll get your answer as to how many 9-year-olds you think you could beat up.
Ron and Fez show.
Oh, my God,
We're
I
white.
did it again.
You fucking
I can't believe why do I keep picking the wrong one? One is called 9-year-olds, the other is Attack at 11. We're on 9-year-olds, stupid.
This is set up like he says
Too
in a
many
ring.
9-year-olds.
I don't know
clips,
whether
yeah.
it's the full reign of 1,000, like you're talking about, or is it one at a time? Because at what chance you get to have 1,000 people in a ring?
It's got to be a big ring.
You know it's coming one at a time. You're coming in like that, crazy 88 style. I don't see it as being a big deal. Earl, how many?
I had never heard of Crazy 88 style, but apparently that's like one-on-one. I guess it's like when they used to have those kung fu movies, and even
That's from Kill Bill. The Crazy 88s were the gang that she went and chopped the leader's head off in the snow.
okay. And I'm assuming Kill Bill is a movie or a book.
Are you kidding me? Quentin Tarantino, Kill Bill?
I know. I honestly, I don't watch movies. I know it is a movie, but
Please.
yes.
Oh, okay, yes, it's from the movie Kill Bill.
Okay.
You're trying to play that off El Horrible. That's embarrassing.
No, I don't. I obviously I knew it was a movie, but I don't. I don't watch movies.
Who wrote and directed it then?
It was Tarantino, right?
Oh, well done. Yeah.
Okay.
Dave
Thank you.
Daffler.
And
Dave Daffler with another super chat.
as per your request, something interesting. There you go, Aussie guy.
Yeah, no, fair, cool. Well done.
You got me another $5. Thank you very much.
All right, no, super chat again. No, don't know.
Okay, so yes, okay, so that makes more sense to me now because yes, I didn't know, but I looked up Crazy 88s and I saw Asian gangs, so I thought yes, it's so I guess it's they're coming at her one by one. OJ.
No, not really. They just there was just a bunch of them attacking her all at once. But yeah, I guess I'm shocked right now that you didn't know that or haven't seen that movie or know anything about it. I am utterly shocked,
dude. I'm telling you, dude. I don't know why I don't enjoy movies, but I just don't.
Yes. See, this is where I'll jump in. I've never seen Kill Bill or any of that.
Ooh,
but
see?
your performance just then is embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
I actually love most Tarantino films, and I know a lot of people either love or hate those Kill Bill movies. I'm one of the ones that actually love those movies. So there you go. I would recommend Kill Bill, all of them, if you haven't seen them.
You're talking about my performance, right?
Yeah, yours.
What? When I asked if it was a movie or a book?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I told you I knew it was a movie.
That's a fucking embarrassing question.
Okay,
I'll be very conservative. 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
That's twice me.
I'm being very.
So that is Black Earl Douglas, who, yes, happens to be black, but they call him Black Earl Douglas because he always wears all black. Black Yankees hat, black coat, black shirt, black shoes, black hat, Cadillac.
Conservative.
I never want to get into a scrap.
Yes.
From my understanding, is also asexual.
Yes, Earl is very asexual.
Shit, look at you.
You are good. You are good, sir. There is fantastic Earl and Eastside Dave bits out there on YouTube. You can get it all for free. Let me give a shout out to the Ron and Fez archivist, who has been putting out clips like literally every day of classic Ron and Fez stuff. He knows his shit. He's actually helping Eastside Dave out with Eastside Dave's Patreon, where they're going to discuss, they're going to kind of do what we're doing, but Eastside Dave was actually involved with Ron and Fez.
But Earl isn't quite asexual because he did fuck that chick who got out of the insane asylum.
Yes, Earl has had girlfriends and has had sexual experiences. He has had sex with girls.
Asexual people can do that, but
right.
I listened to him lie about masturbating, and that is a phenomenal.
Shit.
Go check that out.
That is
Homeboy did his research.
He did. Yes. If you go and listen to the Earl lying about masturbating bit, it is hilarious because yes, you can definitely tell that Earl just doesn't masturbate, and he was trying. It's almost like the 40-year-old virgin scene where he's like, "Yeah, I love feeling tits. It's like bags of sand," and everyone's like, "What the?"
Keep changing his story as well.
Yeah, Earl is amazing. Earl is still with Ron, and again, it's another one of those situations. I think Ron really has a soft spot for Earl. He almost considers Earl like family. I think it hurt Ron when Earl left the Ron and Fez show probably in like 2008. I want to say he just left. He just quit for some reason. Now Earl has been in radio since he was.
It wasn't for some reason. It was like a week after he fainted.
Well, but he didn't have to quit. It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't really a week. It was some time afterwards, wasn't it? I think it was some time. I don't know. I don't.
My
know
timelines are all fucked up, but I think it wasn't too long after the whole O&A, and then he fainted, and then he got picked up by the ambulance, and and then there was the Man Dog episode after that, and then like a week after that, or 2 weeks or whatever, then he just kind of was like, fuck this.
Yeah, he left very abruptly, and it was very odd, and no one could really understand why Earl left, except for, I mean, he got some abuse and stuff like that. But everyone gets abuse on these kinds of shows, so I don't really understand. But he left, and eventually he went on to work for the Hard Rock Cafe, where he would just pick the music that they played in the restaurant. It was just really bizarre. And then once Bennington started, where Ron is now doing the show with his daughter, he picked up Earl as a producer, and Earl is back, and he's been back ever since. But yeah, I met Earl. I've talked to him, and again, he's a great guy.
With you guys, I never want to be in a situation where I got like Earl and.
But just being able to beat up 6 9-year-olds is pathetic, Earl.
Fez have my back.
Well, not with 9-year-olds.
I mean, like, what, all at once, or a time limit, or I'm not really sure how many.
What, Earl? You know, as you hit one 9-year-old, it's over, right?
Yeah, nice swift kick in the stomach. It's
and
all
yes,
over.
that ends it. So you know you could do that more 6 or 7 times.
Again, I'm being very, very.
I see Master Poe. Let's bring Master Poeing, because this is an interesting thing, and we should have somebody who understands the martial arts to help us out here.
Well, this will add a scientific view to it.
Yeah, and we know this is going to be the high end.
So Master Poe, of course, was Opie and Anthony's security. And that's all I can really think to explain Master Poe, right? He just kind of showed up one day as their security.
Didn't they fire Club Soda Kenny? Or they wouldn't pay Club Soda Kenny to do security, and that's why Master Poe showed up?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. We're probably going to have to talk to Corndiff on this one, because he's the O&A guy.
Look, I don't know. I don't remember why he showed up, but I've listened to a shit ton of Opie and Anthony, and that's how I know Master Poe. And yeah, he was certainly security, and they used to always talk to him about best fighting methods and fighting training and all that. And I assume that's what Master Poe's coming in here for.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, they get his take as a master of the martial arts. But yeah, Master Poe was just kind of a background guy to me. I never really took much investment into his character. I know he had some shady kind of things going on in a live event, or something with a chick in a car, or so. I don't know. It just, I never really paid much attention to Master Po. So the only way I can really describe him is O&A's security that kind of came out of nowhere.
Was he a Oriental? I know that's probably the not proper term nowadays.
No,
Come
he was
on,
not
OJ.
a rug.
Jesus.
How
What
dare
are you
you?
doing here?
To get off that topic, we have a super chat from Mr.
Yeah,
Dave Dabbler.
we've all seen it, OJ. You've had it up for a while. You can take it down now. All right.
We love him, Obnoxious John. Thank you, Dave.
We love you too, brother.
So yes, Bill Loney, how many 9-year-olds do you think that you could beat up if they were coming at you one by one before you go, all right, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
All right, so I have two 12-year-olds and an 11-year-old.
Okay. So
I could stomp them. I'm sorry?
No, keep going.
Oh, I could stomp them easily. And if they don't shut the fuck up, I'm going to.
He sounds way too confident, like he's done this.
Get your kids on camera. We want to ask them questions and have them blink.
They can't have masks on. No, we need to see the black.
We need to see their eyes so they can blink for help. Okay, so you think
I'm gonna say confidently.
You have to factor.
This
150. 150.
That wasn't confident.
Easily 150.
Easily.
Okay. He did throw
easily 150.
All right. Interesting.
All right.
No weapons, right?
No weapons.
Let's do this.
Right.
Let's
Yeah,
do
150.
Fucking
You've done it again.
I did it fucking again. I should have labeled these different than giving them both the same first 3 letters.
Everyone that's super chatted, reverse it, will you? Because you don't deserve this.
I agree.
Oh, you're in a ring.
He's not
They're
wrong.
sending 9-year-olds at you, one after another. How many before you finally go, I can't take it anymore, and you surrender to them? How many could you beat?
9-year-olds?
Yeah.
You want me to hit a 9-year-old?
Yeah.
They're not retarded or anything. They're just normal 9-year-olds.
If they're retarded, I'll take maybe 1 or 2 tops because they have superhuman strength.
50 will go down.
50 will go down easy. I think it's even more than that. I think you're going to go way higher than that.
There's no way I would get close to double digits. It's not happening.
What is wrong with you? You have the ability to punch, right?
I have the ability to punch, but I know my wind. I know I'm not going to outlast more than 3.
You're going to have 4 that will attack your right leg, 4 will attack your left leg. And then the other ones will jump on your neck.
Yeah, but
kick
I don't.
you in the,
yeah, my neck is snapped. Great, thanks.
And the light bulb.
Hold on. I don't know how organized they are. I don't know if they put this together in some kind of an art of war thing. 9-year-olds have definite ADD situations where they can't follow along. And I'm saying this. As soon as you bust the face of the first 9-year-old, you don't think the other ones are going to be freaked out? When I was 9, this was a sound of alarm for me and my friends. Teenager. If you heard one of your friends yell the term teenager, if there was 8 of you, you would run because you would be petrified of them. I see fear with 9-year-olds.
Yeah, that's true. You'll have about 20 or 30 of them will run away.
Yes.
As soon as you do that, if you punch someone in the face, 30 will run.
I know we've got to be talking hundreds. I honestly believe hundreds. I think it's going to be like if a fox ran into the chicken coop. I think it's going to be the same type of situation. The lion around the zebras.
See, I just see the chicken still coming at me.
Have you ever heard, hey, did you hear about that fox that got killed by 30 chickens? They could probably do it, Fez, except for they don't believe it.
So
that's funny.
It's hilarious. I have to agree with Ron. I think you got to go somewhere in the, I kind of agree with Aussie, somewhere in the 100 to 200 range. I don't think Ron he's saying hundreds. I don't think he's necessarily taking in factor, his own fatigue. I think
I agree with that.
Like, bam, he's just thinking, bam, bam. I can, I can literally knock a 9-year-old out with one punch, but can I do it consistently, like over 80 times?
I like the fear angle though.
Mm-hmm.
And not just you smack the first kid and blood all over his face. That's going to freak out the other kids. But then get in their heads a little bit with some fucking, some, I guess, some crazy facial expressions, some yelling at them, who wants it next? Who wants it next? Just sound crazy. Those kids are going to be.
No, what you do?
I like that angle.
You punch the kid in the chest, right? You punch the first kid in the chest, so he doesn't get like knocked out. He's just laying on the mat, and he's all like writhing and shit. That'll fuck everybody up because you don't knock him out real quick. You just kind of kill him right there. But like it's horrible.
That's a good angle. Sorry, the chat that just came up. That's a good angle. The peanut butter. Maybe just smear some peanut butter on your dick. That might be the
on your dick. What?
Yeah.
Well, here's a point that hasn't. What if these are like crazed kids that are all just coming at you all at once? Just no fear. Like one goes down, doesn't matter.
Like children of the corn.
Coming. Yeah, like children of the corn. Exactly.
Or like Dawn of the Dead kind of shit. Like they're zombies. They're zombie kids.
Then the number is definitely decreasing. Definitely for me anyway. If they're all coming at me, attacking me like that, and the city where I grew up in, the 9-year-old kids, probably not nowadays, but when I grew up, they were tough and they were fighters. And gosh, yeah, with being a smoker,
mean streets of Cleveland.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I don't know, man. It would if there's fear in them, yes, I agree. Over 100, I would just obviously you get tired. I don't think they can knock you out or anything. And like
so what do you think? Dawn of the Dead type kids?
Punch, they're getting knocked out by me. I mean, so what do I think? What?
Like Dawn of the Dead type kids. What are we thinking? How many
Dawn of the Dead type kids? Oh, under 100 maybe.
Under 100. Well, don't you have to shoot them in the head? Otherwise, they just keep coming.
I'm not saying like where they'll, like they're undead. Yeah. I'm saying like maybe if they're just relentlessly attacking.
Yeah.
No fear.
What this discussion has brought out in me is how much I really want to beat up a shitload of 9-year-old kids. Like
I know.
I really want to do this.
There was an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they beat. I don't know if you guys ever saw that, but they beat the shit out of some young little punks.
I did not. I've only seen a handful of episodes of It's Always Sunny, honestly.
Actually same, but that was one I happened to catch. Was they went back and beat the shit out of some young little gang, little 10-year-old kids.
I had to check it out.
Pretty funny.
Philadelphia.
You don't like anything out of Philadelphia?
Yeah,
what about cream cheese?
I'm looking at you, Joe Feeney.
Ooh, shots fired. What was I gonna say? Oh, I like that you brought up Aussie guy the psychological warfare. Because yes, it is, and they bring it up. They bring it up in a clip that yes, if you are yelling at these 9-year-olds at the same time as you're beating up one of them, the other ones will get freaked out, and that is to your advantage. So yes, there is definitely a psychological tactic to all this.
Well, like I have a child. He's about to turn 4, so we're talking half the age. But if I just raise my voice, he's in the fetal position. You know what I mean? Like, so,
yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, same thing. My 3-year-old sister. I'm like, hey, put my potato head parts down. I need them for my live streams. And, she it's flawless. Works
$2 super chat from Dave Daffler.
Dave Dabbler, thank you so much. $2. I practice in preschools.
This guy is pretty funny.
He's funny.
What a great out of context super chat.
I know that this is the right.
Do you?
Yes. Well, no, I don't know if it's the right number clip because I haven't been keeping. So I'm just saying this might be a repeat, but I know it is the beating 9-year-old one.
Go to Pete here. Pete, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Look, you're talking about the 9-year-olds. Think of it like this. You're dealing with white 9-year-olds. Ronnie, you could probably take out a bunch, like you said, right? You're talking about blacks and Hispanics. They got knives and guns, maybe one tops.
Well, look, first of all, there's no weapons involved here. And here's what you have to understand. I was thinking white 9-year-olds. I wasn't thinking of any street smart kids who could.
Was anyone else not thinking white
Yeah, no, I never even considered Bronny James or someone like
Agreed.
that. No, definitely not.
No diversity was going on in my head. I was just thinking.
I gotta tell you, it wasn't mine. From where I grew up, where I grew up was one of the first cities that started integrating with. So my generation of the kids, the black and white kids, we started getting along. We didn't care that their parents were racist and our parents were racist. We started getting along, and we were. Yeah, I was a street smart kid. I mean, a new kid came to the school to get respect. You fought him. The whole school, everybody in the class would fight him at the park. And then the kid had our respect. And I'm talking 3rd, 4th grade. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking in my head, like kids like that. Nowadays, though, I don't know if there's really, that kind of mentality with the kids.
I like Aussie guy's reaction of how old are you?
I'm an old man. I've been around.
The first ones integrate. I drank out of one of their water fountains in the 60s.
Well, where I grew up in the city, it was the end of the Italian side. Kind of like if you ever saw the movie The Bronx Tale, they had the black side and the Italian side. It was still like that. Or it was just changing when I was a kid. So those two sides started mixing together a little bit more.
Yeah, it is because I actually Steve Grillo, intern for the Howard Stern show. I was just listening to an old episode from 1994, and he was talking about the same thing about how there was a specific part of Brooklyn where the blacks and the Italians were always clashing. And yeah, I mean that shit was I guess it's pretty much still going on today.
I'm a product of the white flight. At that time, all the white people moved out of the city, but the Italians, we were the last ones to hold the line, so to speak. So yeah,
filthy.
The Italians had a certain kind of firework too, didn't they?
Yeah, that's filthy gabagool eating meatball making. Oh, speaking of meatballs, who are you?
Yeah,
handsome.
I don't know how the fuck you do a mask for 2 hours.
Exactly. Respect my.
It is fucking impossible. It is fucking impossible.
Oh,
this
man,
is
put that
absolutely.
mask back
This is a stream that Chad Zermatt wouldn't want nothing to do with. There's not a single real name, but we do now have real faces, 2 real faces.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, the real identity.
Chad knows who I am. Chad knows who I am.
Chad doesn't know who I am.
Yeah, he knows you're a dork, dude. You're just nothing but a dork. We got a super chat here.
You're a dork. You're a dork, dude. I don't even know. You're a dork.
What the
Husey Entertainment.
What I do with you, buddy?
$2 in shekels. Race jokes. This is the content we are here for. Thank you, Husey.
Husey's got a nice round black ass in front of him that he's about to eat while saying that. Husey loves himself a black ass. He does.
Scrumptious.
Or ass.
Ace. Yes. Husey, again, if we do a wrestling thing later, if you're up, I don't know what time it is over there in Ireland, but later today when WrestleMania is happening, I don't know, OJ and I might do a WrestleMania thing. No, Jake Hudson, you can't come on. All right. Here we go. All right. No, not right now. Maybe when we do a wrestling thing, you want to come on, but I'm also going to kick you off eventually. Like, you can't hijack these shows, and you can't email me all the time. Like, we scheduled the thing. I'm going on Jake Hudson's show tomorrow, Sunday. I'm going to do Jake Hudson's show tomorrow. Everyone tune into Jake Hudson's show tomorrow. But Jake, I am not going to be this, I'm just going to let anyone on. I actually try to structure things. I don't just invite people on last second. So
since we're addressing things real quick, let me just address Sam V. Sam, I'm not a fan of guys from Cleveland that are thieves and liars. Just not.
Jesus, that narrows down the pool, doesn't it?
Do
you like anyone in Cleveland?
Dave Daffalo with another super chat. Dave, you don't have to keep super chatting, brother.
Is Chad heterosexual? He claims.
Look, I think this is a legitimate question. And maybe he's asexual, but Chad doesn't seem to be involved with women at any stage, and perhaps the black eye was a unwanted advance at some sort of bathhouse or whatever, or some sort of public toilet. You never know.
It is
glory hole accident.
Yeah, or that.
it is an interesting theory because you're right. He talks about dudes a lot and how they're all dorks and they're all, they all suck. But yeah, he never talks about chicks, I guess. But he also claims that, any chick that he dates doesn't want to be involved with all this crap and all that. But yeah, I guess that could be a theory. What do you think, Bill Loney?
About what, Chad? In his sexuality? I don't think about that at all.
Oh, well, that's the right answer. All right, let's keep
jerk off or not.
Let's keep going with this.
I'm sorry, what was
really
that?
handled him.
What did Aussie guys say? I'm sorry.
I said that's how I jerk off or not.
Oh no.
And I'm also not going girls because they're much bigger.
Oh yeah, girls at that age.
All right, so we're just taking white male 9-year-olds in this scenario.
What is that? Girls are bigger at that age.
They mature faster than boys. That's what we're always told.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, girls are you could probably break limbs much easier on girls, I would say. And girls don't know how to fall or anything. You know what I mean? Like, girls are very unathletic. Like, sorry to sound like a misogynist, but it's facts. Like, I reckon you're wiping out way more girls than boys, for sure. I don't care if they're bigger. They're fucking like baby giraffes.
All right. That's a good way. That's a good theory or a good way to look at it. I was buying into the idea that, girls are a little bigger at that age than boys. But you're right. I mean, girls are they're built differently. They're structural, skeletal frame. Everything about them is different. Their muscle mass.
Fucking baby giraffes.
Baby giraffes. That was good, Aussie.
They've had a few periods under their belts.
Oh God, why you be gross, Fez? Why talk such a way?
And they're just like steroid calves.
One of the things you have to remember also, one of the kids are going to kick you in the shin. And once they kick you in the shin, now you're going to start hopping up and down.
Here's the thing, Messipo. The kid who kicks him in the shin is getting fucked up. He's getting it 3 times. Because I'm going to blast that kid making an example out of him. And I'm not shutting up. I'm yelling, this is what you get.
All right. Ron is hilarious.
He is. But he's
That's
right.
Funny.
There are certain parts that are going to hit you where you're going to be like, you little piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. You fucking... Ooh.
Yeah,
that's going to fire you up for sure. For sure.
All right, so I think this next clip, I'm hoping we get more into the psychological warfare so I can get off the 9-year-olds and go...
Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how are you supposed to beat up a bunch of kids if you got such a hard boner?
Oh, you know what? You're the sickest bastard in the world. That's the sickest bastard in the world. Roger, you're on Ron and Fez.
That's funny.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Are we talking a 9-year-old battle royal here?
Well, this is the interesting thing because Jarrett really hasn't put this together too well. He says, how many 9-year-olds could you beat up in a ring? All kids are normal, non-retarded, just normal. So I'm sure people bring up, hey, retarded all the time to this guy.
That's got to be the first question.
And that's how he leaves it, in a ring. So I'm thinking almost Crazy 88 style, where they're coming over 1 at a time, not coming over 100 at a time.
See, I picture them all coming at you at once.
But again, you understand, Fezzy, what a Royal Rumble is. That they're coming in 1 at a time. But if you can't get the kid out of the ring, they're staying in there.
Ron, what are you going to do though when one of them gives you the slick Rick uppercut to the nads?
I'm going to kill that kid, and I'm going to tell you the truth. And I don't know whether this is in there, but I'll snap a neck on one of those 9-year-olds. And when the other ones see what a dead child looks like, I think it's going to throw a fear through that group. I think the fear is going to be rushing up and down their spines.
See, I take a nad shot, I'm down in the corner, and I'm just defenseless at that point. I can't take nad pain.
You better start and believe in yourself, Fezzy. You need a little more confidence. You need a little more confidence in yourself.
So we start to get into a little bit of that psychological warfare where, if you literally kill one of these kids, it's going to scare the shit out of all the other ones.
That is brilliant. Like, I'm gonna get when they see a killed kid, you're right. It's gonna fuck with them. It's phenomenal. Like, isn't this what's missing from radio in this day and age?
Yes.
Like, how fun is this?
It's amazing. His Ron Bennington's quickness and you're right. It's just everything on radio. I mean, I listen to very minimal local radio because my mom still listens to it. So when I get into the car, sometimes it's on the FM station. And man, everything is just so scripted and manufactured now in radio. And there's just no reason. I can't believe we are in 2023 and radio and newspapers are still around.
I just want to quickly, Jules David, get fucked. You're not getting any updates for $2. I've seen the money you throw around on other streams. You ain't getting any updates for $2. Get fucked.
We have a special guest backstage. I don't know if you want to.
Oh, is it Jake Hudson?
It is not Jake Hudson.
It's not.
No, unfortunately not.
Hello, Cardiff. How are you?
Oh, hi. How are you?
Cardiff, what's up, buddy?
Hey, hello, Bill Loney. How are you doing?
Terrific.
Wow, you sound crisp and clear and really great.
No,
Compression's working. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Cardiff.
Oh, nice to meet you too. Who are you, Australian person? Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. There it is. Go back one. There it is. Yeah.
Good day, mate.
Sounded very Canadian, that good day, mate.
Thank you. Guess what?
What?
I really have nothing to add. I don't know Ron and Fez, but I wanted to test out my board.
I figured.
You piece of shit!
Sounds great. You
All
sound
right.
great.
Oh, thank you. Not too much reverb.
Yeah, no, that sound. He sounds weird. You sound weird. You don't sound how you normally sound.
I was just trying to be supportive. There's a little, you know.
Hey, fuck him.
There, you could probably turn it down a little bit, but I like the addition of it. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. Fuck you then.
See, Aussie guy. I'm always trying to build bridges with this potato, and then you're not helping me. God damn it.
He's back. Zumak got the black eye because he got a woman pregnant. A woman that isn't divorced yet. Yeah, well, maybe.
Uh-oh. All right, I'll let you get back to Ron and Fez.
Okay.
I just want to say hello.
Hello.
Potato.
And don't forget Subreddit Surfing Mondays at 8 p.m.
With Vinny Paulino. Yes. Thank you, Bill Loney.
Hey, Cardiff, before you
Gotcha,
go,
buddy.
Dave Daffala sent a super chat for you there. Calling you Potato Dundee.
You can Venmo that to me immediately. Thank you.
Get him off. Get him off.
No, before you go, Cardiff, one
Get
thing.
him off.
It was mentioned that Vinny does the graphics for Subreddit Surfing.
That is correct. He is the.
Is he
artiste.
responsible for making himself so thin in the cartoon graphic? That is not an accurate. That is not accurate. That cartoon.
100%. Yes, that's Vinny. That's what Vinny thinks Vinny looks like.
Yeah, that's not accurate at all. That's not accurate at all.
That's amazing. Well, thank you, Cardiff, for joining us. I mean, you're welcome to stay if you want, but it's time.
We have a question from one of the beloved chatters right there.
Oh, sure. I don't want to. I like what you're doing. I like the, bringing some awareness to these two young radio personalities. So I appreciate that, and I don't want to distract from that because I think they are both up and coming.
Yes. Definitely Fez. Fez is on the rise for sure.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Cardiff. Thank you for joining us today. How many 9-year-olds can a floating potato with no arms beat?
2.
There you go. He's in the Fez and Black Earl category of beating up 9-year-olds.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye, Cardiff. Gagia.
Gagia.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
What?
Okay, just how about now?
Oh, Jesus.
Goodbye.
It's terrible.
We love you, Cardiff.
Thank you, Cardiff, for doing a little pop in. Doing the pop in, yes. Jake Hudson is very mad at me right now because yes, I did just give him that link, Jake Hudson, because he is a beloved chattah. All right. I'm gonna go one more, I think. Because I want to go to the other Ron and Fez thing, and I feel like
Good morning, KB.
Show us your tits.
How dare you, you monster!
Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey,
How are you supposed to
Play that one. I had a feeling. All right. I had a feeling that was going to be the case. All right. Here we go.
Kicking some of these kids, and I'm kicking them hard. And I guarantee you, once I kick them once, they're not going to want a second one. And I'll open up one of them with just the cocoa bud, Fezzy, where I'll just take my head and burst open one of his little 9-year-old nose. And when the blood is flying, the other kids are going to be freaking out.
Well, I have to tell you that if you ever trained before and you're in a ring for 3 minutes, it's more difficult than you think.
It's exhausting. Good point. But we are talking about 9-year-olds. It's not like they're in great shape or can even get in great shape.
Well, you still have to punch and kick, and that takes a lot out of you.
Have you thought of this, Bo? You grab one of them by the ankles and you just start swinging them around, using his skull as a weapon?
What did you say, Aussie?
No, I was about to tell Poe to go fuck himself. 3 minutes in a ring with another man similar size to you trying to fight you is much different than just belting 9-year-olds. But I did love that. Yeah, pick one by the ankles and just
swinging them around and using it as a weapon. Absolutely. All right, let's play next clip.
Hearing your confidence in yourself, Fezzy, I'm going to say you lose to the first one. What I'm going to think of right now is how many Fez Watleys can beat up a 9-year-old, and I'm going 8. I think I'm going to have to clone you 8 times.
I'm sure I could take one.
Now, if it was how many 9-year-olds can you rape, that I know you have experience in. Here is Carl. You're
right,
on
new
Fez.
question.
Hey guys, you're forgetting about.
Yes, sir.
Let's go around the horn. How many 9-year-olds do you think you could rape? Let's start with
Bill Loney. Or no, OJ. How many 9-year-olds do you think you could rape?
I'm gonna go.
I'll
with
answer.
0 for me.
Good
I'll
answer.
Yeah.
All of them.
Do it, Bill.
All of them.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I like that answer. So this will only money will be made from this via super chats. There will be no ads on this.
I don't expect this to get monetized.
No.
Okay, none of my live things do.
Collateral damage. While you're fighting one, you can holler out things that hurt the feelings of the others.
Right, Fatty, you're next.
Your
Stuff like
parents
that.
don't love
Hey,
you, Santa's
Four Eyes,
dead.
you want a piece of this?
Yeah, then their eyes are clouded with tears. You right in the nose.
Yeah, because they freak out at that age.
Oh yeah,
Santinium, interesting.
Yeah. The whole thing is going to be a Santini. And that's what I'm saying too, Fez. When they start to see what happens, a lot of them rolling in the corner. It's like you don't think me and my friends could have beat up one of our older brothers? But when one of our older brothers jumped in the middle of us, the rest of us were cowering in the corners. Because you're so scared at that age.
See, I think if a couple of them got on my arms and legs, then I'm not moving.
No, it's not you. You're going to lose to one. We know that now. We believe you. What I'm saying is an average man. How many could an average man take?
I would say 5.
All right, let's say
3 for me, 5 for the average guy.
What about Mike Tyson in his prime?
Yes, sir.
I love that Fez completely accepts that he's not an average man. And then ups his number from what he suggested of himself. He's like, I have 5 for an average man.
I could do probably 3, but yes, an average guy would do 5.
He's the best.
We got a super chat from Mr. Cardiff Electric.
Cardiff Electric, don't forget, so Cardiff Electric gave me a Canadian $2.79. It's funny, they don't do $2.99, they do $2.79. Don't forget that you owe me $5 for that super chat. Oh, that seems a bit counterproductive with your money there, but
I'd be interested to know how the Canadian dollar goes against the Australian dollar. I reckon there's
there's an Australian dollar?
Yeah, I think ours is only worth like 70 cents US. So when I get like my $12 from Spreaker for my podcast,
right,
that bumps up to like $18-19. But yeah,
we're all screwed.
When you're purchasing from the US, it's a fucking nightmare.
I bet, man, it's got to be worth the same as Disney money.
Yeah.
89 Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, I would say, could take a dozen. That's as far as I'll go with
What?
Mike
Then I wouldn't watch
Iron Mike.
boxing. I would not watch boxing if I thought to myself, oh, here's the toughest guy in the world. And yet, a baker's dozen of 9-year-olds could kick the shit out of him. That would be it for me. I'd throw my TV out.
It's true. It's true. You have to assume that Mike Tyson could beat up more than a dozen
Fucking Mike Tyson could beat up every 9-year-old.
I'll go
89 Tyson.
I'll go a step further. Even right now, I mean, you could go back 10 years and it'd be even better. But right now, Brock Lesnar, he could go for days, couldn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Again, it all comes down to your own personal fatigue, I think, is the biggest thing.
You just made me imagine Brock Lesnar in the movie 300 with a bunch of children attacking him.
Exactly.
like the bit where they put the shields up and there's all the arrows coming, but it's just 9-year-olds and Brock's just fucking swatting them away.
All right. Last clip on this. Let's get Steve C's opinion on this. Rest in peace.
You're going to get tired. It's as simple as that. You will get tired. After a certain amount of punches, you're going to be exhausted. And if you think that you can do 100 kids, that's not going to happen.
I slept for days after 2 young fishermen got me.
All right, let's grab Steve real quick, because I know he's a battler. And, I don't want to stay with this one thing forever, but it drives me crazy to hear how some people just have no belief. All right, Steve, I don't know whether you heard the premise that we went through, and I've seen you. You're a guy who is ready to scrap. You took on that
Tito Ortiz, yeah.
Tito Ortiz, which, to me, the balls to just say, here's a man who's a vicious killer. Yeah, Tito, I'm ready for you.
Of course.
Now, 9-year-olds, they're coming after you.
How many of them?
That's it. How many of them can you handle? How many of them can you fight off before you finally succumb?
Or you jump in a hybrid and take off.
You too, huh? Thank you. My first instinct would not be to fight 9-year-olds, only because I think there's got to be you got to have a screw loose somewhere.
All right, but let's do this. Let's take it up a notch.
Right.
Nazis have your parents. They will kill them unless you fight these 9-year-olds. You're doing this to save your family.
I think I've said about all I'm going to say to my parents. They can go with God. No, that's all right. If I absolutely had to fight 9-year-olds,
yes,
I could probably get about a dozen of them down before they really piled on. They're sort of like big cockroaches at that point.
I would just love to see Steve just punch a 9-year-old after 9-year-old.
I mean, if really given a choice, I mean, are they knife wielding 9-year-olds? Do they have guns?
No, white kids, non-retarded.
Oh,
non-retarded whites.
Non-retarded whites.
That's the key.
Yeah. We're making this as easily as possible.
Then I might have to up that to maybe 20. I could take on 29-year-olds, but if the choice has been completely eliminated for me and I have to fight 9-year-olds, yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming in and giving us your expertise. Fez,
thank you.
You're still going to tap out at 3.
3, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Ron and Fez Show.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, the Ron and Fez Show.
XM202. So Steve thinks he can beat up as many 9-year-olds as Fez thinks Mike Tyson could beat up 9-year-olds. And that
someone put up a comment. An 8-year-old Mike Tyson could probably do a dozen, which is, I mean, they just said an 8-year-old Mike Tyson, but I got that was that one. Yeah. 8-year-old Tyson. I think he's taken out a dozen. An 8-year-old Tyson has taken out a dozen 9-year-olds. That guy was fucking insane. But
easily.
These guys are seriously underestimating. Like, you want to talk a dozen? Like, I believe I've cleaned out a dozen before I'm tired, and that's where I'm willing to say 50 is I'm probably pretty exhausted at 50, and I'll probably just drop to the floor, and then they can pile on me, and then what am I going to do? But a lot of these guys underestimating themselves.
Agree. I think I'm somewhere in between 100 and 200 myself, if I had to honestly. Answer this question.
Look, if I trade for it,
stamina wise, for me, I don't think I can make 200. I think I'd be just out of breath and energy. I'm a smoker, so I think that would catch up with me a little quicker.
That's what I think the biggest thing is your own personal fatigue. Birch the Great, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Morning, the El Horrible and friends. Yes, we're just hanging out on a Saturday morning because our friend, the Aussie guy, it's actually Saturday night there. Weird, isn't it? But yeah. And we're just learning and teaching each other about Ron and Fez and the greatness of which they are. Or
yeah,
were.
good morning, Birch the Great. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
I think that I could go with a higher number of 9-year-olds just because I fucking absolutely hate kids. So I think that the 150 is probably pretty accurate for me.
So where are you, OJ? You're under 50?
I'm under 100.
Okay. All right. I think we're all pretty much on average. I'm of course above average, but whatever. You're all just weaker than me, and I understand. I get it.
I don't know if I'm weaker. I'm definitely pretty strong for my size, but I'm just, as far as endurance, yes, I have a weak endurance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my endurance stinks, but just my absolute hatred for children. Yeah. I could probably dig deep.
Sure. It's all about the motivation too. Yes, like they say, if you're just like, hey, pick up that car, you can't do it. However, if your little child was under that car going, Mama, pick up the car, you could build that strength to pick up the car enough to get whatever.
So what you're saying, if there was 109-year-olds under that car, you could pick it up and drop it on them.
Yes, exactly. One shot.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, my next Ron and Fez stuff, I'm just going to run through these clips. There's really not a lot to talk about with these clips. I think it's just hilarious. If you want to listen to the whole thing in full, just type in Ron and Fez Attack at 11 on YouTube. And let's just go through this.
Promos to do, right?
Yep.
But not for the...
So basically, they're going to cut some live... they're going to record some promos live on the show, and it just shows you their humor and just how awesome they were. And
I agree with Jason Bardo.
My personal rage will sustain me in the fight. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of people in our chat who have a lot of pent-up aggression.
NFL Network. Let's do one for the XFL and let them know we think that shit's coming back.
It is back, which is very odd. The XFL is
Really?
back. Who would have thought?
Jeez.
Back in I think this is like 2011.
Six?
No, this is definitely after Dave. This might be even like 2012. This is later Ron and Fez years. So I
it's
gave
Pepper?
you. Yes, Pepper is
Okay.
Is producing for them.
Okay.
He's a part of this. So this is the later Ron and Fez years. I would guess somewhere between 2011 and 2012.
Well, I just saw the K-Rock background. That's why I was asking.
So this picture I actually added to the audio. It has nothing to do with
El
So,
Horrible. I don't know if this is correct, but Coyote Whisker is saying it says it's 2005.
Attack at 11 would not be 2005 because again, Chris Stanley is there, and Chris Stanley didn't even start interning until 2006. There is no Eastside Dave in this clip. However, I believe Eastside Dave may have been visiting that day because there was a part that I cut out, but again, that's too inside. But yeah, I think this clip is later. The first clip, the fighting 9-year-olds, that was from 2005. So, like I said, I gave you an early clip, and this is a little later.
Not for the NFL Network. Let's do one for the XFL and let them know we think that shit's coming back.
New Jersey Hitman, what's up?
Oh, these are all mine or just one?
Just that one.
All right.
That sounded healthy.
The Ron and Fez Show, currently winning the battle for your soul.
Coming up on the next Ron and Fez show. Attention, bulimic girls. It's our puke to win contest.
Then one lucky neighborhood will be targeted for a rash of pet killings.
The Ron and Fez Show. We'll see you in hell.
I like that a lot.
Ron Bennington is also a master of dead air.
Could we run that 5 times?
Oh no, we have more to do.
But if we get one good, I can't imagine anything could be better than that.
All right. Again, I'm just going to go through these.
The Ron and Fez Show. The guy's doing horrible things to your sister.
Coming up on the next Ron and Fez show, peanut allergy kids plus a jar of Jif equals fun.
Then it's our prosthetic scavenger hunt for amputees.
The Ron and Fez Show, breaking into your house as we speak.
That opening line, guys doing horrible things to your sister, makes us sound like rapist.
We had this problem last week with the rape.
Yeah, rape is never funny. Unless a rapist gets raped or a raping Nazi gets raped.
Poor Nazi.
Or if you're a Ray DeVito fan.
So the
You ever
third
watch amputee porn?
I have never watched amputee porn, you monster.
It's fucking hysterical.
I watched a bit of midget porn.
That sounds
Oh,
horrifying.
midget porn's awesome. But amputee porn,
it sounds horrifying to me.
it is. But, right, there's this chick, and she's getting fucked missionary, but she's like cut above the knees, and the little legs are fucking. It's pretty funny.
You are a twisted man, Baloney.
Normally, like, it's a toe curling orgasm. For that, is it a knee curling orgasm?
Oh,
There's like a thigh paddling orgasm. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it would have to.
I'm not good with analogies, sir.
I wonder if it would have to depend on what the actual amputee part is, because I don't know the leg. Or I don't think arms would bother. No, that'd probably bother me.
So you watch amputee porn for the humor?
Yes.
Or the pleasure, or both?
Both, I'd imagine. He's laughing
I
his
mean,
ass off.
Ron and
while
Fez
he's
show. We're white.
jerking it.
Coming up for the next Ron and Fez show, we booked the Charlie Sheen suite for our next drug-fueled meltdown.
Then it's a handicap match. Us versus the disabled.
The Ron and Fez show, based on the #1 bestseller.
Here's my problem. We're white, it seems like we're putting down other ethnic groups.
No, I think it's just stating a fact.
Okay.
All right.
Can we do one for
The
this
Fez
show?
show. We attack
Hold
at
on one
11.
second. What's that?
Can we do one for this show? Like, coming up next on BeDabbling Live, OJ sucks the piss out of the jeans.
You just did it.
Bill Loney fucks an amputee.
There we go. Now we have it.
Well, go ahead.
I didn't get my
fucker.
paper in time.
Oh,
I don't get all the papers like you do. I get them one at a time like I'm retarded.
Oh, I have them nice and stapled in front of me here.
All right. The Ron and Fez show, we attack at 11.
That's my line.
All right.
It says CS next to it.
Gotcha.
The Ron and Fez show. We attack at 11.
The Ron and Fez show, we attack at 11.
Oh, come on. I said that already.
What did I say?
You said the same thing I did.
Gotcha.
The Ron and Fez show. We attack at 11.
Coming up on the next Ron and Fez show, we attack at 11.
Hey, now you're combining your lines and mine. Doesn't work that way.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. The Ron and Fez show. We attack at 11.
Coming up on the next Ron and Fez show, we spin the hate crime wheel and see who gets punched for being different. We attack at 11.
Oh, you almost had that time, but you added my line to the end of yours.
We ought to cross your line out then. I should probably only have my lines on here.
But no, see.
Let's do it. Let's do's it, because this is the way we do's it.
Okay.
This is how we do's it, baby. Should we run music in the background? Because if we are, I recommend This Is How We Do's It. The Ron and Fez show. We attack at 11.
Yeah, that's Chris Stanley's line.
Why isn't he saying it?
Thank you for the $2 super chat, Dave Only porn Daffler. Only porn movie I've ever seen was Yentl. Ew. Where's the
What the fuck is Yentl?
Yentl
Yeah, I
was
assume
that
that's funny.
Barbara Streisand movie.
Oh, yeah, no, brilliant.
Husey Entertainment. Has anyone else here seen Beetlejuice's sex tape? I have. Have you guys?
No, I have not. I'm not interested either.
Choose your super chat that and I'll answer it.
I've seen that, and I also remember I heard the time he had sex with the prostitute in the hotel on the Stern Show.
Yes, and wasn't there a porn with John the Stutterer? Not Stuttering John, the other one, John the Stutterer.
I don't know.
I feel like there was. I know there was one with Bigfoot.
What about Shuli's
Jeff
one?
the Drunk. I can't remember for certain.
There was no Shuli sex tape.
Yeah, no, they played it on the air on
I
Howard
hope
Stern. They did. They played it on the air. Are
When?
you ready for Daddy's Come? Yeah, I'm serious. It's out there.
I don't know. I stopped listening to Stern after Eric the Midget died. This is all alleged, Shuli. I don't know.
I discovered this on Shuli's Anonymous.
So
but
Kinky Loco has said it was Elephant Boy.
Oh, Elephant Boy. Okay, I know there was an Elephant Boy one. I think there's a lot of whack packers because I know there was one they tried with High Pitch Eric at one point. I think it was High Pitch.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf were
High
both
Pitch
involved
could
with
not get
Yeah.
an erection from what I remember.
and neither could
Yeah.
Hank. It was Hank and High Pitch were with some girls. I think they tried to film it, or maybe they just went off with some whores or something. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all this shit. Husey, it was Beetlejuice and another dwarf tag teaming some crackhead woman. She had a strangely good arse.
See, Husey loves an ass, and I bet you she was black. I bet you.
Oh my god, I saw on Twitter. Did anyone see on Twitter there's a woman like walking through Costco with a muumuu on and her ass is like flopping like
Clapping.
this? Yeah, have you seen
Fucking
that?
clapping.
Oh my god.
Send me a link.
That's
I
one of the
will.
most disgusting images I've ever seen in my life.
Did you see it too?
I saw Dabbler had posted it on Twitter yesterday, and that's when I saw it. Yeah, it was
OJ, would you?
No, absolutely not.
Alpha replay?
No, I
Would
need
you?
to see. I wanted her muumuu to
Not just from
raise
the
up
back, just
so bad. No. But I want to see her without the muumuu on. I need to see what that looks like. Like it's very bizarre. It's almost like some kind of like flying creature or some
It looks
kind
like two growths, like two tumors, giant tumors that are clapping together. It just, I wouldn't even want to see what it looks like.
Oh, I'm so curious. I'm trying to find it on my Twitter feed, but there's so much fucking garbage and shit. I can't find it.
Could you?
Could you? Yeah, that's a.
I don't know.
Again,
Probably not.
I feel bad because people don't know what we're talking about because we don't have the video. But
Nah, everybody knows what we're talking
someone
about.
will
Don't worry.
find it.
We don't feel your pain.
Okay. Oh, this is the wrong clip. All right, I'm just gonna play like two more, and we will move on from Ron and Fez.
Let's do this. Let's do it right. The Ron and Fez Show. We attack at 11.
That's my line again. The Ron and Fez Show. We attack at 11.
Coming up on the next Ron and Fez Show, we spin the hate crime wheel and see who gets punched for being different.
Then, as the weather turns colder, time for some good old-fashioned church burnings.
We attack at 11.
Oh, no. See.
The Ron and Fez Show.
It's my line again. I have to end the promo.
Well, you should have.
See, you jumped in there and I couldn't.
Let's do it.
We're going to do it now?
Yeah.
The Ron and Fez Show. We attack at 11.
Coming up on the next Ron and Fez Show, we spin the hate crime wheel and see who gets punched for being different.
Then, as the weather turns colder, time for some good old-fashioned church burnings.
The Ron and Fez Show. We don't feel your pain, we cause it.
We attack at 11.
Oh, come on, man.
What part don't you like?
The part where you jumped in at the end, that wasn't on the script.
Oh, it's not on the script? What the fuck do you call
Well,
this,
it
Chris?
wasn't in the order, right order.
Then who are you blaming that on?
And
Your
Chris-
own dick?
And Chris, your last line, you want to hit feel instead of your.
What the come on. Try my best here.
You fucked up. You fucked up, and now no one will listen to us. Let's do this. Let's one take this.
Terrible turn of events.
It is.
Yeah, so Ron and Fez are classic for running things into the ground and just doing it constantly until you're like, this is a fight, and then you go, oh, well, okay, now it's kind of funny again.
Yeah, a thing I heard the other day, Fez had done a bit, and then people just kept calling in and saying, I loved that bit, and referring back to bits that Fez had done in the past. And yeah, similar thing. It was like everyone had a new take on it. And like Ron's thing was there, all his bits are the same. But yeah, it was funny. Like it got to the point, it was like, this got annoying, but now it's funny again. Now it's funny again.
So yeah, we'll do more Ron and Fez stuff down the line and introduce people to other Ron and Fez stuff.
I'm liking it so far. This was highly entertaining. The whole 9-year-old discussion this is great. I love it. I'm really looking forward to hearing more stuff.
Awesome. Yeah. Again, Ron and Fez were always my favorite. I think they were like the most original, just their personalities, obviously the character of Fez, and just his whole story arc throughout the years. Brother Ted, El Horrible, will you start producing new tightly edited videos regularly? I mean, yeah, it's hard, the edited videos. I mean, with John not being around, it's been hard to make the edited videos be associated with Dabbler things. But now that the Dabbleverse has been so extended, if you will, I'm going to try and do more videos like the one I did yesterday. So I have a new video out. It's BeDabbler episode 14 or something.
14.
I don't know. 14. It's called State of the Dabbleverse. And it's basically like a recap of kind of everything that kind of happened in the last week or so in the Dabbleverse. And I'll try to do more of those regularly. It's just hard. I mean, I'm trying to do stuff that isn't what everyone else is doing constantly. I mean, like I don't want to be the, fourth show who's covering Chad Zumach's thing or, whatever WATB did. So I'm, all of this is fun for me. It's all a hobby. I don't do this as a living. And that's why I don't even have a set schedule. I don't have a Patreon because I feel like once I create a Patreon, then this is a job because I have to create things. I don't like working like that. I like creating things when I get inspired, when I have ideas, when I actually have things. However, tonight, like I said, during WrestleMania or after WrestleMania, I haven't really figured that out. I think OJ and I are going to hop on and we're just going to hang out. We're going to try and get some new listeners based on wrestling. Because it's the biggest weekend for wrestling and it might just be fun. We'll take some calls. We'll invite people on to be on webcam and all that kind of stuff. But as far as like BeDabbler and BeDabblin live, I really only like to do things when I feel like I have something worth doing.
I like that you didn't have any confidence in your comedy because you left out the word comedy in that chat.
What are you talking about? What did I do? What?
Go back
he
to
did
that chat. He said tightly edited comedy videos, and you just said tightly edited videos.
Oh, did I really? I'm sorry. I'm a horrible reader.
You don't have faith in your comedy.
That could very well be true.
I gotta say though, the Brennan Forrest Gump review was hilarious.
Thank you.
That was fucking amazing.
Honestly, I have to give credit to Cardiff Electric who gave me that idea.
I'd like to hear you expand your Kevin Brennan impression past. He's a fucking idiot.
I know that's the thing. It's like, okay, so hold on one second. Brother Ted, it's brilliant. Those highly edited videos are a genre. No, that wasn't the one either, but it was from Brother Ted. Yeah, it's hard to do the Kevin impression if you're not just yelling something. So I always have to start out with, he's a fucking idiot. And then to try and just do his voice is kind of hard.
There's a bit of Fez to it. Like for me, Fez is like my standard American gay guy voice. Like, oh my God, you guys, like,
yes.
What are you doing?
Well,
and Kevin Brennan's he started to get that little bit of an Instagram influencer voice,
He's got kind of an effeminate voice in a way.
Yeah.
There's someone said there's a slight lisp, and there is. So I like to throw that in, but yeah, I mean, I don't even consider myself an impressionist. I just kind of try and do people's voices, and sometimes I can, and sometimes I can't. Guru Run, is this Aussie dude a Howard or O&A fan?
I got into it through O&A. I was just like, I think originally it was Louis C.K. I got obsessed with Louis C.K.'s comedy, and that's how I found O&A. And then I just started listening to all this O&A. And so I didn't know Howard until WATP and Stuttering John. And now that I go back and listen to the Howard stuff, look, I would have been a fan of both. Like, clearly, they're both amazing shows. But O&A was the first I got into, for sure.
Yeah, O&A used to talk about, too, that they did have a strong Australian following for some reason.
Yeah, and I remember because Jim and Sam, I was actually listening to Jim and Sam because I discovered O&A, and then like it was literally right as Anthony got fired. And then so then I heard Opie and Jim, and then Jim and Sam happened. And I remember I was listening to Jim and Sam in the afternoon when I got home because it'd be on YouTube. And I remember Jim and Sam going nuts one day because Sirius had pulled everything off of YouTube.
Sure.
And they were so mad because they're like, this is an international audience that can't listen to us normally, and I think that's a part of what it was for O&A is when YouTube came along and all of that, like people got into it and they found ways of listening. And Anthony Cumia, I will say, of Americans that do an Australian accent, like most of them can't do it. Like it's a pretty hacky. Anthony Cumia's Australian accent is phenomenal.
Yes, it really, and basically he's just doing the Outback TV commercials.
There's certain things that he just got, like that "ay yeah, and the fucking one day he said he landed on his freckle.
On my freckle.
Yeah, he does it very, very good. I'm not in a freight elevator, by the way. This is an old couch stood up.
Oh, nice.
I'm in my back shed, and all I care about is sound. I do an audio podcast. I'm not a visual guy, but yeah, all I care about is sound, and I've got a good quality sound. So yeah, there's a couple of couches stood up behind me.
It does look like a freight elevator. Crusher 17 question for the panel. A lot of Uncle Rico videos where the guys mention John in everyone's pocket. Anyone else think Kevin is turning into the same?
A little bit confused by the wording of this.
Question for the panel. A lot of Uncle Rico videos where the guys mention John in everyone's pocket. So John, are they talking about how John used to talk about like how much people made or how much they spent on stuff?
Okay. Yeah, that might be the angle.
Yeah, Crusher, maybe try to rephrase the question a little bit.
Or are they talking about how
Yes,
John was always
rephrase it in the form of a super chat.
Or are they asking like, is John always like looking for money from people? I don't know. Because I don't think Kevin is ever.
I think it's probably on that angle in terms of like always looking for super chats, and that's the whole basis of
yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, all right. So yes, that clears things up. Thanks.
Yes,
but no,
I'm more confused now than ever.
But no, John does certainly think about what everyone's making, and I can see the correlation. Like Kevin Brennan and like Zumok as well, like does seem to focus on how much money people are making, and as you say, El Horrible, funny before money. Like that's one of my. Sorry, just quickly. That's one of my things with Zumok. Like I've just not seen a lot of funny. Like I can see dark humor in what he does, but outside of that, like I don't just see any clever off the cuff lines or anything like that.
There's nothing. Chad, like literally the last 6 months has never gone for the joke, like ever. He says he's a comedian, but I mean, he never ever makes a joke. Like it's all just like that guy's a fucking dork, and this guy fucking sucks, and this guy doesn't know what he's doing, and like and just screaming in the microphone. Like, Chad, you gotta like if you're a comedian, you gotta have some kind of mic technique, brother. I'm a guy doing this in his mom's basement, and I'm concerned about my mic technique that I just fucking dropped $400 on a microphone. Like, come on, dude.
Same, and I'm doing it in my shed with a couch stood up. But what I was gonna say, yeah, Husey is someone that likes Chad, and I get what Husey likes. Like, in all honesty, a vague rape threat to Steel Toe's wife is funny. Like, it is funny, but like, it's not, like it's not genius comedy. It's just it's funny because it's so dark.
Yeah, it's shocking.
And yes, and I get how that can be funny, but in terms of like, Carl and like obviously you guys and Carl and Cumia and Kevin Brennan and Bob Levy, all these different people, they have funny lines that they can come up with Chad, the only thing that's funny is how dark and bizarre he is. And it is
Yes.
hilarious how dark and bizarre he is, but it's not like that's not him being clever. It's
No,
just him being crazy,
never.
you know.
He's never clever. Chad, like, and me too. I don't hate anyone. I'll put that out there first. I don't hate Steel Toe. I don't hate Chad. I find certain. I don't hate NLO. I don't hate like anyone who all these people. I don't hate Ray. All these like inner, fighting things. But I will say, like, Chad, you never ever try for the joke. You think just like going after people is funny. It's funny if you have jokes to go after them with. And I just wanted to bring this up. And OJ, I'm sorry, I'm gonna just let you do the chat because every time I'm like, oh, I should click that, you click it. And then, so I'm sorry about that, OJ.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
No, I'm just gonna let you do it. But yes, I wanted to bring this up. Thank you, Kinky Loco, for the $5. Please look up Andrea Brower's Living in It podcast on Spotify. Our own Cranberry Electric does an exclusive interview with her about the trolls. I have not listened to this yet. I'm saving it for the gym because there's something about, I'm a huge Cranberry Electric fan. Cranberry
Fellow Australian.
Yes, he's a fellow Australian, and he does a podcast where he basically does the a version of what I did. I kind of ripped up Cranberry on my latest video because Cranberry, he does recaps of like what's kind of happening in the Dabbleverse, and they're genius. And for some reason, I love listening to them in the gym. So I plan on going to the gym today, and I'm going to listen to this. This is actually Cranberry Electric. He got onto Andrea Brower's podcast. Andrea Brower, of course, we all know, is a moderator, former moderator, and beloved chattah of Stuttering John. Absolutely. And I've heard that it is incredible. So don't miss that. Go to Andrea Brower's Living in It podcast on Spotify and listen to our own Cranberry Electric, and go follow Cranberry Electric on Twitter and YouTube and all that. I promise you will not be disappointed.
So you're saying Cranberry Electric probably handle things a little bit better than Ray DeVito?
Oh yes, I'm sure 100%.
Do you want to thank Ray DeVito right now, BeDabbler? And Carter, I wish Cardiff was here actually. You guys probably should thank Ray DeVito for being the latest bomb of an interview after what you guys did. That was embarrassing. Like, Ray was not the man for that interview. Don't bill it as a hard-hitting interview if Ray DeVito is doing it. Give me a break. That was
100%. I don't understand. It got a lot of buzz, and it also made me real, because once I saw everyone stream sniping each other, I was like, man, we all missed a huge opportunity here to do a pre-show, which was something that Carlos Danger had actually thought of before Dabble Court, which was genius. And I don't know why I didn't think of doing a pre-show of all of the Ray DeVito stuff until literally Ray was about to go on. But I'm going to try and do that. Next time there's a big hyped up thing, I'm going to do a pre-show with a whole panel of people, and we're going to treat it like ESPN and talk about what kind of question do you think Ray will do? Will Ray's internet be shit? That's the first thing I have to criticize Ray on, is if you knew the apartment has shitty internet, go anywhere. Like, you can go to a corner of a library. Yeah, you can't, yell and, but you're not a yelly animated, that kind of broadcaster anyway. You just wanted to ask some questions. But yeah, I agree. I don't know why that was hyped up so much. I will say that is actually the one joke Chad has made recently that did make me laugh. He titled it Ray interviews Aaron, the interview no one asked for. Or something like that. I thought that was funny. You are correct.
The main thing, like, what did we all used to goof on Stuttering John for? Like, the major thing was Stuttering John's interviews where he wasn't prepared.
Right.
He didn't really know about the person, and he wouldn't like truly listen to the person. That was what Ray did. Like, Ray didn't know anything about the situation. And yeah, like, credit to Joe, the producer, who copped some heat from, I guess, Steel Toe fans, but like, at least he put something out there.
I'm not a fan of Joe's at all. I'll be honest. I think he's
you've hit a nerve.
Oh
yeah. OJ was not a fan of Joe. I have to agree. I thought Joe at least brought the questions that the people wanted to hear. Ray,
Well, hey,
you know,
wait. I don't. I'm sorry to cut you off, but let me just say, I don't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with him jumping in. I think he needed to jump in. I think that was probably the right thing to do. It was the amount of times that he jumped in, and it was his angry tone. He had a very angry, combative tone. He told Aaron he didn't like Steel Toe. He told Aaron that he was a nobody. I mean, in my book, that's just unprofessional. You don't have a guest come on and treat them like that. Now, if I'm somebody that might want to come on to the show thinking about doing an interview with Ray, I'm now going to think twice because, wow, what if this producer that nobody knows jumps in and ambushes me like this? So I just thought it was bad business.
OJ, can I ask you, are you a Steel Toe geek?
No, I was a big fan and supporter of Steel Toe when I first discovered them, like a lot of us dabblers were. But I have I do have respect Aaron. I respect what he's doing. I haven't watched in a while, but no, I do have an amount of respect for Aaron. Yes.
You're a geek.
Hey, that sounds familiar. Can you do that again?
You're a toothy geek.
Swear I've heard that somewhere, but I can't pinpoint it yet. I understand where OJ is coming from. I also agree. I think Steel Toe is a good show for what it is. You know, if you're looking just for, you know, kind of a morning show kind of thing. But yeah, I think Joe was definitely needed at a certain point because everyone was just. I mean, I'm not
denying that. I'm not denying that. Like I said, it was the amount of times. It was his angry tone. It was him putting down, telling the guest he sucked. You know, that was uncalled for. You X that shit out, then it was fine. It was needed. He did do a good job in that aspect. But that shit I'm talking about, that was so unnecessary, and I didn't appreciate it. Being a fan of Ray DeVito's.
Right. Yeah, yes, you're right. He didn't have to say that he wasn't a fan of them and all that kind of stuff. I agree with you.
I'll call him a nobody.
Yeah, all that stuff. That was just him getting.
But I
his own
agree
little
with that.
shots in.
No. I'm going to push back on this. I agree with that. When Aaron is going to say, "I'm washing my hands of Bob Levy," his comment was, "How does a nobody wash his hands of Bob Levy?" Like, I agree. The arrogance of Aaron in that. And let's be real, you know, like Carl's got his beef with Chad Zumach, and I get it. And Aaron's got his beef with Chad Zumach. Aaron's show, I'm sorry, Aaron's show is what Jocktober was created for. But seriously, if O&A still existed, Steel Toe would get Jocktobered to the moon.
100%. I agree.
And hold on, Aussie guy. I'm a fan of Steel Toe. I drive a truck, so I love the background noise. You are absolutely 1,000% right. That is a perfect show to get Jocktober.
I agree with that too, but it's one thing to have that come from Bob Levy or Shuley or even Mike. It's another thing for it to come from an off-camera producer that's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to be a star now or some shit. I don't get it.
Did you hear the after show? Shuley and Bob both texted Joe and said it's time for you to chime in. They were the puppeteers.
Again, I think I don't know if you're hearing my point. I don't have a problem with him chiming in. It was the other shit that he did.
Oh, you're saying that he was look, I get what you're saying. I felt it was necessary, but no, I can hear where you're coming from. For sure.
Yeah, that angle I agree with as far as but I also agree with Aussie that Steel Toe would totally be Jocktobered to the moon if Opie and Anthony were still around. And again, but they do a good show for what it is. But they would like that whole husband and wife angle with a podcast. It's like you got to find someone besides your significant other to do this with. Like, I can't imagine doing this with my mom. Like, what the hell would we say to each other when we're not doing this? We don't talk as it is. So
my wife has not listened to a single thing that I've done. And, and I'm You know, I've been involved in hundreds of episodes of different podcasts. If she ever listened to it, I'd be like, "Don't stop, just stop. This is separate. We are separate." You know, yeah. Sure.
And look, I also want to say, I just got to say this. I don't have a problem with Joe, the producer. I had a problem with this situation. I think that I was in the chat yesterday. I think he was being really thin-skinned. He put in the comments that he wasn't going to put up any of my comments because he's in control of it. I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing. That's kind of childish. You know, it's just this situation. I didn't appreciate how it went. In my opinion, that's just how I felt. And if that's too bad that he has a problem with that. That's just the way I see it.
On a scale from 1 to piss on your jeans, where would it rate?
The thing is, the whole pissing thing, like anybody that doesn't understand, like it's never gonna go away. But that was just like the straw that broke the camel's back in our friendship. It wasn't. I would have forgiven the whole pissing thing. Yes, I was mad about it for a little while. I would have gotten over it, but it just is what it is. That's it. But with the pissing thing and this.
Dude, it was just a joke.
I have no emotional investment into this other than I'm a fan of Ray DeVito's, and I just didn't appreciate the way Joe took his approach to it. I didn't like his approach. I liked what he did, but again, I'm repeating myself now. It's just I didn't like him putting down steel toe and kind of jumping.
No, but this is the thing. This is the thing, though, OJ. This is what's great about this is we're having a disagreement, or whatever. We're having a discourse.
Right.
Aaron doesn't want that. He wants yes and yeah.
Look, a lot of these guys, are narcissistic. The people that are doing these shows, they like.
You mean we like attention?
Right. So I can understand, I don't know. I really try to like everybody. I really do. I try to give everybody a chance. And
all right, Ray.
With that said, exactly. I do see a lot of flaws. I do. There's a lot of things about steel toe I don't like.
Oh, sure. Hey, Guru, what are you talking about? What the fuck at BeDabbler? I don't know. I think I've betrayed you somehow with my comments. I just don't know what the fuck thing. I think he just wants me to smash Steel Toe or something, but I'm not gonna smash them. I'm not a fan of their show. I very early on said that the whole collection plate thing was very corny and cheesy and
very
horrible.
That was always cringy for me.
Super cringy, and that's where I kind of dropped off. And then him trying to legitimize Kevin Drunkfuck was my final straw, where he's like, "Hey, this guy's got some talent," and no, he doesn't. Like. Stop talking about him. I'm pissed I even brought him up, but I feel like I had to because of the steel toe thing.
Do you know what the biggest thing is for me? All right, and I busted your balls earlier, BeDabbler, because you left out the word comedy out of the or comedic out of the thing. I busted your balls about leaving it out. But this is my thing. Don't tell me you're doing comedy. I'll decide if you're doing comedy.
Agreed.
Do your thing.
Yes.
And if you're funny, I'll laugh and I'll go, this guy's funny. Stop telling me that you're doing a comedy show,
right?
Because you're not. I've not laughed at that show ever. But anyway,
I'm in the same boat, and that's kind of like someone said the phrase "funny before money" to me, one of my beloved chattahs, and I just took it and ran, and that's how I think of it. Because, like you said earlier, we have to thank Ray for getting all the heat off of Cardiff and I. And yes, I agree. We had a tough week there, but we got through it. But I did see someone say, I thought El Horrible's whole thing was funny before money. Why did they do this Cardiff thing? That's not what I mean when I say funny before money. Funny before money means if the show isn't funny, don't donate or give us money. Like, don't just give us money. I want people to give money because they appreciate the content. They think it's funny. People were thinking like we were really trying to con people out of their money by not being funny, like for that show. And that was totally not the thing. We tried something. Some people really liked it and other people, wanted to kill us. But in the end, we're just trying to do something that we thought is funny. We probably should have done a lot more planning. And again, But thank you to Ray DeVito, because yes, you did get the heat off of us. So I do want to personally thank Ray DeVito, the blood shark.
What was funny about your thing with Cardiff, though, Dabble? Like, because like we've all talked about, like it's funny, like if people are outraged that a potato lied to them. But do you know what I think is being skipped over? The title of the video was "The Owner of the Fist That Punched Chad Zumach." When you see that title, how do you think this is serious or legitimate? Like.
That's it too. It's like so many people were like, I've come to you for honest opinions and for your honest take on things, and you guys are lying to us. And it's like, he's a potato and I'm a guy in a stupid
it's a fucking guy who does a potato avatar and claims he's from Minnesota when he's really from not Minnesota.
We don't dox here. Stop it. How dare you, Bill Loney?
But he's from Wisconsin.
Yes, exactly. He's geographically retarded.
It's just
I looked up to you, $5 super chat. I don't know what's more surprising. Husey being a co-AI burner or the neighborhood OJ grew up in.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I see how you did that. A co-all burner. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know why people were so pissed off about that. But other people thought it was great, and it's one of Cardiff's most viewed videos, and it got people talking for a week, and anytime people are talking, it's good for you. So and then Ray's getting the same thing right now. People are talking about Ray.
Go back to that one, sorry, because I do want to comment on that.
See, there's hold on. Once you, go down. The punch video was troll gold. Applause to Cardiff and BeDabbler. Appreciate it.
There you go.
And now go back to
what I wanted.
Yeah, because
I feel awful for April. She seems like a nice girl that thought this would all be fun and got totally caught up in the BS. And Aaron won't even defend her. That's one of the things that I find really disturbing. And I'm only seeing this through Nobody Likes Onions. I think that dude's phenomenal. What he's doing on the steel toe stuff, but Aaron brings up all these comments that are bashing April, and it's like, what are you doing, man? Don't it's bad enough you got your wife on the show. Why are you bringing up these insults to her? I know it's the whole we're gonna lean into it, but maybe just skip past it and not actually make a big deal about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. Yeah, like Opie. Why does Opie put the bad chats up? You literally have control of what you put on. And if you don't look at the chat, you don't know what the hell's going on. I mean, you can't control the chat unless you literally block everybody. And it's not.
And I honestly love negative chat.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
it's there's a difference between negative chat and someone just going in and putting the N-word a million times.
That's
you have to get rid of right.
Yeah.
We know. I feel like my moderators, I've personally selected people that I feel get it, because I don't want people being banned because they go, this show sucks. I don't want that. However, I do want bots who are just spamming whatever and people who are just going to come in here and write the N-word a bunch of times or something like that. That's where my whole banning thing, starts and pretty much ends. But yeah, just people having different opinions or not liking your show or hate watching. I don't care about that. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, and actually, I want someone in the chat that maybe super chat it just so it takes away the sting a little bit, although BeDabbling gets money. But the meanest thing you could possibly say to me right now, just by looking at me and listening to me for the last 2 hours, give me a harsh chat message. I'd like to hear it.
Sure. Bad with 2Ds, thank you so much for a $20 super chat. Let's mash it up. Thank you, Bad with 2Ds.
What's up, Bad with 2Ds?
Go follow Bad with 2Ds. He does a show. I will be recording a show with Bad and 2Ds, with Bad with 2Ds next weekend. I don't know if it's recorded or live, but I'm doing a show with him.
Oh, that son of a bitch. I asked to be on his show and he wouldn't let me on.
Sorry.
He does a really good show. We met Bad with 2Ds in person. He was a really shy, kind of timid guy, sweetheart of a guy. And then you hear him on his show and he's a totally different dude.
He's fucking animal. Love
I
him.
love that. So
He's
if
a
you're not
fucking
subscribed
animal.
to Bad with 2 Ds, yeah, I recommend
Definitely.
finding him on YouTube.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's
He's not bad with double D's.
He's bad. Maybe that has something to do with his name, but I don't think so. But he is a big boy, and I've told him before, if I ever get to the level where I need a bodyguard, he's one of the
Fucking
first people
huge.
I'm contact.
He's definitely our
Huge.
bodyguard for sure.
He's like the one-man gang.
Yeah, that's sizable.
He's a big dude, and very nice. And yeah, he does a podcast.
Also, Hakeem the African Dream. Let's not forget about that.
Hakeem the African Dream, brother. I'm not going to take up any more of your guys' time. We did 2 hours. We can do Mike Francesa another time. We'll
Maybe possibly do this next Saturday.
Maybe if you guys are around.
I got to go back to recording Meltdown next Saturday, but
we'll figure out. We'll figure out a
what we
thing.
can do.
Absolutely.
So
maybe Meltdown could fucking drop in on your stream. Maybe.
Ooh, stream sniping.
If we could do something crazy like
So
that.
so I'm a Ben Maller fan. I haven't listened recently, but we had talked on Twitter. So beer drinking Brian is dead, huh?
Yeah, I believe it was a heart attack. Yeah, the overall story is kind of like, well, I mean, it's all depressing, but Jay Scoop, who's one of our members of our crew, he did a bit of a trip around the US driving around, and he caught beer drinking Brian and his girlfriend Half Pint, and got an interview which I released in 6 parts on Meltdown, but that was literally like 2 months before he died, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, obviously the name beer drinking Brian, he was an alcoholic and had all sorts of different issues, but yeah, it's kind of weird when you're a fan of a show, like, you know, you've talked about it, El Horrible, like with what was it, Eric the Midget you were talking about, and obviously Fez, and you know, you spend all this time hearing these people on the radio. It does kind of hit you a little bit, you know, sometimes when these deaths happen.
Oh yeah, 100%. Fez's death really bothered me, and you know, I was emotional. My mom even said, she was like, "Are you okay?" And I explained to her, I was like, "I'm crying, like, and I don't know why." Like, I know why, because I lost, you know, I didn't lose. We all lost this guy that I had just been listening to for years, but I legitimately was tearing up on that. Now, who is this guy? We should explain. You do a couple of shows, Aussie guy, but one of the shows you do is called Mallertown.
Yeah, so yeah, Bill Loney just sort of referenced Ben Maller is a sports talk radio host, and he's basically been on overnights like his entire career, but he's been doing it for, you know, since the 90s. But yeah, about 10 years ago, just under 10 years ago, he just became the permanent weeknight overnight host on Fox Sports Radio, and you know, he's syndicated across the country. You know, he's on Sirius, and you know, like, I think it's 250 stations or whatever.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I got into it, and it's just because it's overnights, there's wacky, crazy callers.
Sure.
And yeah,
It sure is on this show.
Yeah, and Ben, kind of like Howard Stern, you know, interacts with them well, and sort of creates these ongoing characters, and I sort of started listening, and I do voices and that, and so yeah, I realized I can impersonate a bunch of these different callers, and so yeah, that's sort of how I got involved. And then after many years, it was just like, why don't we do a podcast like for the community, for the Mallar Militia, as we're called? So yeah, that's what we do. You know, I'm back on track. I do have an episode in the can. I do Mallertown Vacations, where it's somebody who comes into Mallertown as a guest, and I do have El Horrible in the can, which yeah, in the can.
Ew.
Yeah.
Like an oil can?
Yes, an oil can. I threw it at him. Indeed.
What if I called your ass an oil can, OJ?
Oh, I was just referencing, you know, the whole Chad Zumock oil can theory.
No, OJ has a urine can. But no, there is a El Horrible episode coming out soon. But yeah, basically, there's a few of us. Like, the main thing, my boy Robbie, the Mariner fan, at Mariner Robbie on Twitter. Morbidly obese, closeted homosexual he's our Fez, I guess.
Okay.
We have a lot of fun at his expense, but he's a good sport as well. And he's a smart fella. He's entertaining.
So beer drinking Brian was his name? The other guy?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry,
So
going back to it. Yes, beer drinking Brian was a caller to the Ben Maller show. And
that's what I wasn't sure if he was a co-host or a guy on the show. Or okay. So he's like Lady Di.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. He was like Lady Di. And so Jay Scoop, who is a contributor to Malaton, well, one of the co-hosts, he did a trip around the US and he caught up with them literally like a few weeks before Beer Drinking Brian died. So that interview is on Mallertown, but obviously your listeners wouldn't really give a shit about
Please
that.
Go check out Mallertown. It's an amazing podcast.
I'm kind of interested now to hear the interview with the guy because he died, shortly after.
Yeah.
And I'm morbid.
Well, it's amazing.
I did sprinkle it out across 6 episodes, like it's in 6 parts, and I'm really shitty. Like my descriptions are literally a few words. Like I don't give you information about what's on the episode. So good luck finding it. But
okay.
I still got to work on this shit. But no, look, we just go like a lot of these shows, we just goof on each other. Like the Mallet Militia is just ball busting. We all bust balls, and so we just get together and bust balls. And it's tangentially sports, but we do talk sports because that's what we love. That's what brought us all together. But yeah, it's ball busting. And then the other show, which Husey, who's been chatting all night, and everyone loves Husey, Get My Go on YouTube. Look, we've been on a hiatus for a while, but I recommend go back through the Get My Go catalog. It's an interesting saga, and very similar to WATP, Jocktober, all of that. But it's one individual for a whole season, and then we start to branch out to some other targets. But look, I'm the proudest of that. That everything I've been involved with, Get My Go, I'm the proudest of, and mainly because Mike Durband is the producer and puts it together so beautifully. But we would love to get our 1,000 subscribers. We haven't got there yet. We're about 700 odd, maybe. So please, youtube.com/getmygo. Please subscribe. Get us to 1,000. We would fucking really love to do that.
100%. Yeah. So, and it's Get My Go, and it's Get My Go on Twitter too. All that stuff.
Yeah, at Get My Go Show, I think, on Twitter.
Get My Go Show.
At Mike Durband, he's the man behind it. And yeah, actually, Mike Durband has a Pro Wrestling Tees store, prowrestlingtees.com/Mike Durband, where he actually has a shirt up for me. It's an At That Sussy Guy t-shirt, because on Twitter, I am At That Sussy Guy. Just imagine that Aussie guy and put an S where the A should be.
Wonderful. Yes, and you can go to Pro Wrestling Tees and get your own That Sussy Guy t-shirt. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Surprised me. I just got paid, so here. Thank you. And Bad with 2Ds, $5 super chat. You will be on soon, Bill. So there you go. You cry, baby.
I'm sad about stuff.
Well, guys, thank you so much. The Aussie guy, again, go subscribe to Get My Go on YouTube and Get My Go Show on Twitter. And go support him. Go support him and Husey. And again, Husey, if you're still in the chat, you might have fallen asleep. I haven't seen you. But I definitely want to give you an invite if we do something tonight, OJ and I, in terms of WrestleMania. We're gonna do something. It's whether we go on during or after. JT 999.
Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead. What was yours?
I'll definitely message Husey after we get off here and say, El Replay wants you on for WrestleMania. Husey's great with his wrestling.
And also before we get to the super chat, El Horrible, I'm doing my Stuttering John Fool's Day marathon. I had 12 hours planned, but that's fine. I could cut it short.
Oh yeah,
12 hours of John is more than enough. So if we do something tonight, I'll cut that short and we'll do because I like the sound of this WrestleMania thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I totally forgot today was April Fool's Day. April Fools, we're not doing it. Anyway, no, but yeah, go check out OJ's channel. He's going to do Stuttering John Marathon today. Again, sorry, OJ. I totally forgot about that.
Dude, no, it's totally fine. I'm gonna let my dog out, and then I'm just turning on audio. It's basically just me playing audio of Stuttering John episodes from 2018.
Are you gonna have chat though? Can people?
Yeah, I'll have the chat open.
okay.
I'm just gonna do it
There you
live.
go. Cool.
Well,
So, yeah.
to be fair, we're 15 minutes into April 2nd at this point. So,
Oh, that's right. Oh, we're doing Aussie guys in a different day.
yeah.
Bill Loney, you have
Yes,
a
sir.
YouTube channel as well where you shoot guns
I do. You should not go to it.
and make meatballs.
It's ridiculous. But let's get my go up to 1,000 subs, man. Let's do that. That'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Subscribe to OJ's YouTube channel. Follow everybody on Twitter, except for myself, because it's drivel. That's all I put out is just nonsense 24/7.
I agree with that.
If you want to tune in to see a fellow dabbler making spaghetti sauce and shooting guns, it's the channel for you.
I agree. I mean, all your pro Italian stuff sucks, but I love the pro gun stuff.
Well, I'm not Italian. That's the thing. I'm not even Italian.
How big are you, Bill Loney? What's your measurements?
Can you be a little more specific, sir?
No, I'm not ski masks. How big's your piece? No, generally like height and weight. What's your
6 foot, about 260.
6'2"? Yeah, I thought you were taller than that. Yeah, but you do.
No, I'm just a big colossal fat fuck.
Yeah, no, but you do look like sizable physically.
Yeah. Well, I drive a truck, so I don't get much exercise.
No, he is. That's what's funny. At DabbleCon, I was surrounded by like big guys. It was kind of funny. My posse was all big guys. It was Bad with 2Ds. It was Bill Loney and OJ.
Well, I'm
Yeah, you're not a big. Yeah, you. Yeah,
Cardiff's
but
a fucking monster too.
And then Cardiff, yeah.
Christ.
I know. I
Fucking
wasn't
Cardiff
expecting
is-
that.
Holy shit, man! He's built like a fucking tight end, dude.
He is. He's a.
By the
big
way,
dude.
JT 9.99. I'm on my lunch break. Can't watch any longer today. I'll catch up on all your videos later. Sir Horrible, Horrible, you're
What?
doing God's work.
Thank you, JT. I appreciate it, and thank you, Aussie, for reading that.
And thank you to all the beloved chatters, man. It was
100%.
absolutely awesome today, and thank you guys.
Thank you all for hanging out, and thank you everyone who super chatted. I got my first super thanks the other day. I don't know if anyone knows what super thanks are, but now
No clue.
you can actually send people money when they're not live streaming, like just off of their recorded videos or their recorded live streams. You can now give donations that way. So I got my first one yesterday. I appreciate it. Again, I don't expect anything, and I don't want anything unless you enjoy it and you feel obligated to donate. It is always appreciated. So thank you very much.
What
Thank
do you
David
fucking
Chandler.
mean, David Chandler? What? Where's the fucking $300 donation?
Stop
Jesus.
it. How dare you, Aussie guy?
How the fuck is David Chandler not rocked up with money? That is
Don't do it,
bullshit.
David.
That is bullshit.
I am not here for
Absolutely.
that.
Because I'm on.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for the kind words, David, as always. And thank you all. Thank you to my
Aussie
panel
guy.
today. Oh, there you go.
Got him, yes.
Thank you so much, David Chandler.
Aussie guy,
Always.
it was an absolute honor being on screen with you, sir. You are absolutely fantastic.
I don't need my dick sucked. Fuck off. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Do that again.
Hey, Kevin.
Do what again?
Tony Michaels here.
That is brilliant. Genius. Brilliant. This is all brilliant. Dabblers, thank you. Thank
Be
you
good.
for hanging
Everybody,
out.
have a great weekend.
Everybody
God
have
bless.
a wonderful
We got
weekend.
another super chat from
Oh.
our favorite bird, Dave Daffler.
Dave Daffler, $25. Gotta fly. Thank you, Dave. All the Daves. Have I told you my favorite name is Dave? Love it.
I've
Thank
never
you all.
met a Dave I didn't like.
Exactly. And again, I don't know when OJ and I will be on tonight, but we will at some point. Just hit the notification button. Follow me on Twitter at BeDabbler, at BeDabbler on YouTube. Everybody, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out today. And as always be dabbling.
Hello, everyone. This is your favorite world-famous host, Stuttering John. Thanks for watching BeDabbling Live with El Horrible. Leave him a voicemail anytime, and we'll play it on the show. 973-440-9770. Follow at El Horrible on Twitter at BeDabbler. Follow OJ on Twitter at Obnoxious John. Till next time, BeDabbling.
Kiki, yeah!